It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you on a summer day as the Angels and the Orioles play Game 2 of this three-game set. And the humanity is in better shape today because today, Hawaiian Oriole shirts are being given out, worn en masse by the fans here at the ballpark. A world of peace, tranquility, and fine thoughts. It's a beautiful thing, you know what I mean? Orioles' first half was not such a beautiful thing. For the O's, they entered the second half of the season today by the numbers. And here are the numbers they put up in the first half compared to where they finished last year. And some of these drops are truly inexplicable. The winning percentage, you take a look on the left, that's where we are right now, has dropped from .463 to .284. It's the batting average I cannot believe. They were fourth at the end of last year in average. They are last at .227. The run per game, that has dropped from 8th last year, where they finished all the way down to 14th. The starter ERA was last season. It is last again this year. And the bullpen ERA, which was 5th last year, has dropped all the way down to 12th. The fact of the matter is, when you look at those numbers in comparison, Mike Bordick, and you do look amazingly fine in that shirt, it's kind of hard to believe that everything has dropped down.
Yeah, well, and there's only one way to go now, right? And that's back up. And unfortunately, though, I think there's still a lot to be concerned about. First and foremost, the Oriole bullpen. You know, they scuffled with Zach Britton out. Now O'Day's going to miss probably the rest of the season. So it's going to be hard to find that consistency out there without their team leader, Darren O'Day. You know, and still Zach Britton has yet to get back to his true form. Offensively, I just think there are going to be inconsistencies all season long. I think that's what this offense does, you know, and so you're going to ride the roller coaster of waves. I know they're going to get hot, and I know a lot of the hitters are going to start to come through a little bit more, but I just believe we're going to see a better or more of a look at some of the younger players, and we got a taste of that here at the end of this first half.
And we'll get more of a taste of it here in this game. Jonathan Schoop, who has the lowest average in the majors coming into this game this year, is going to drop down and out. He's going to miss at least this game, probably tomorrow. Buck Showalter said, I want him to have a couple of days rest. And we also want to look at Wilkerson at second base.
Well, absolutely. And it's unfortunate, you know, saw Chris Davis go through this. He took 8 to 10 game hiatus. I don't know if it's going to be the same with Jonathan Schoop, but he definitely needs to take a break. I mean, the guy, it's all in his head right now. He's scuffling. He has no strike zone discipline. He's just kind of flailing up there and hoping that, you know, maybe a broken bat hit will just be enough to get him going. Well, it doesn't work that way sometimes, especially if your mechanics are faltering a little bit. So Schoop's got to just step away, let the game kind of come to him. So it's more of a mental thing, I think, with Jonathan Schoop than his actual swing.
And the Orioles starters, the Orioles hoped with Cobb and Cashner, Bundy and Gosman, that the numbers would be better. They aren't. And Cashner's trying to find his way. I mean, the numbers aren't there for him. One of the problems is he gets virtually no run support.
That's the biggest problem. I think for all the pitchers right now, I think their confidence level could be much better if they had a little run support. Definitely their win-loss record would be better. I think it's encouraging that Cashner's pitched better here in the month of June. So that's obviously a good sign. And I think what else is a good sign is the fact that Kevin Gosman and Alex Cobb typically have better second half. So that's something to look forward to with this rotation.
So the Orioles will go into this one hoping to get out of a 6-game losing streak. The Angels won the opener last night, and we will have the joyous occasion all day throughout the game to see these magnificent shirts displayed. Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Well, the summer weekend was predicted, and indeed it is here. A game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. 93 degrees. Humidity at 40% and a little breeze blowing out towards left field to get this ball game underway. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Mike Socio's Angels now a game above 500, 42 and 41. Calhoun, Trout, and Upton. Pujols, Simmons, Valbuena, Kinsler, Maldonado, Fletcher. No changes from last night. What a season for Simmons, particularly against the Orioles. Phenomenal numbers.
Andrew Cashner is going to have to try to contain him. He is red hot. Let's take a look at his pitch arsenal this season. That two-seam fastball really is bread and butter, but it's been faltering this season. He's still fighting to try to get that form, keep it on the ground, because the home run rate still almost double from what it was last season. Still a pretty good mix for Andrew Cashner this season with his full arsenal, and this month he's starting to settle in a little bit more, getting deeper into ball games. He's had 3 quality starts here in the month of June. That one setback, the 4-inning start, was a rainout down in Washington. So Cashner's feeling pretty good about his game, lowering that earned run average down to 4.70 right now. You see the opponent batting average at 291. The righties an impressive 315 off Cashner. Just cannot find a way to really contain them. And you see the home runs on the year at 14.
Real problem is getting leadoff batters, which is, if you don't get leadoff batters out, it's very tough to control an opposing lineup. And that has been a huge problem for Cashner. He only retires 60% of leadoff batters. That's well below the 70% major league average. And leadoff batters, a 400 on base percentage against him, which is the 5th highest in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, way too high. So you couple that with, boy, at times all of a sudden he just loses his command. In his last start, just like inexplicably, he had 3 walks in an inning, and you just wonder where that command goes.
Well, we'll see. The Angels came in with a 6-game losing streak, won the ball game last night 7-1. Orioles did not score until the 9th inning of the ball game. For Cashner, he is yet to win a ball game here at Camden Yards. He is 0-6 lifetime here at Camden Yards. He's had 10 starts here with the Orioles and other teams, and has never won a game here. We'll see whether or not he can get that one out of the way in the ball game today. Here is Calhoun. The left-hander's 0-6 off Cashner lifetime. Fouls that one, and right away that'll get Caleb Joseph in the game.
Wakes him up.
Very first pitch.
Twist. Keep it like that, Caleb. There you go.
Why change it?
Oh my goodness. Straight back first pitch, just twisting them all up. Yeah, they just take the brunt all day long.
That is not right. A 0-1 count on Calhoun. 0-4 in the ball game last night. And he will take the pitch, a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Did have an RBI in the ball game last night. He's had a 2-for-12 road trip so far for the Angels. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery by Cashner to first. That's a foul ball. Just missed.
Boy, the hands in tight right there. That jumped off the bat. You know, one thing obviously that the Orioles need is somebody just to step up and be the stopper. We've talked about Cashner. Let's take a look at this ball whistled down the line. How close it actually was. Just getting around it enough to hook it. About a 1.5 foot foul. Now, Cashner's pitched well, the 3 quality starts here this month, but man, the team just needs more. They need somebody to just say, you're not getting anything tonight, and you hope for that big hit. And they just haven't had that. Somebody to run a string and stop the bleeding. And of course, it takes a whole team, but you'd love to have that stopper just to say enough of this and just shove it right back in the other team's face.
And generally that happens on a ball club each year. There's somebody that gets wins after losses. That'll go to second base. Play made by Wilkerson for the out.
Well, let's take a look at the Oriole defense here this afternoon. Behind Cashner, Mancini, Jones, and Valencia in the outfield. Manny over at shortstop, but Wilkerson getting the start at second base today. We've seen him play some third base and some exceptional D as well. Beckham over to third base this afternoon. Davis back at first, and Caleb Joseph doing the catching this afternoon.
It's not Wilkerson's first time out there at second base. He has played there, been a versatile player in his minor league career. Here is Trout. He'll go after the first pitch and foul it back. coming back to play out of the DH role after 9 games because of a right index finger problem. And the first at bat, getting back into the lineup as the center fielder. What did he do? Well, of course, he delivered the home run in the first inning to start the ball game. That ball's hit in the air to left field. Had to pull the hands in on that one. He didn't get all of it. Mancini gets it. 2 down.
Yeah, pretty good pitch running in there, getting it off the knuckles just enough late life. Because boy, we saw what Trout can do. He is always ready to hit a bomb in his first AB yesterday.
So 2 away, and that will bring Upton to the plate. Another guy who's doing real damage to the Orioles this year. He's 8 for 18. A home run and 6 RBIs in the first 4 games these teams have played against each other. Orioles, of course, have lost all 4 against the Angels so far this year. For Upton against Cashner, he's gone 1 for 12 in his career. He had a big night last night, ending up going 3 for 5 in the ball game. Take the breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Phil Cuzzi has the plate. Dan Bellino's down at first. Tom Hallion, the crew chief, at second. Adam Hamari is at third base. Cuzzi's strike zone generally will favor the pitchers. Veteran umpire. Over the years, close calls go to the guy in the mound. And the pitch will miss outside. 93, 2-1.
Now Cashner would like to keep some borderline calls right on the corner because, well, you mentioned Upton got 3 singles in last night's ball game, but he's got some power. 17 home runs on the year.
That's a little chopper. Caleb says, I got it. Well, 2 problems solved for Cashner. He got the leadoff man out, and he gets through the first inning 1-2-3. No small matter mentally. On the year, 31 games out of first place, and the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Beckham, Jones, and Machado. Valencia, Mancini, and Trumbo. Davis, Wilkerson, and Caleb. Tim Beckham sitting safely now, 3 of the 4 since coming off the DL.
And let's take a look at Tyler Skaggs' pitch arsenal this season. A good 4-seam fastball, and you'll see him rush that one up to the top of the strike zone. But the curveball really has been his bread and butter. It's a nasty pitch. It's slow, though, so really gets the hitters off balance. But it's got tight spin, so it finishes hard at the bottom of the zone. It's a good put-away pitch for Skaggs. He loves to use it against the lefties and the righties both. The changeup's coming along and becoming a big-time secondary pitch for him. Impressive numbers on the years for Skaggs. 246 overall batting average. That lefty's just 178.
Tim Beckham will lead it off for the Orioles, and the pitch will be taken up and away. Beckham back in the leadoff spot. 3rd time he has hit there. He's gone 2 for 9 batting in the leadoff spot. First time he has faced Skaggs, had a 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. Left-hander's 1-0 delivery will catch the corner. Skaggs is 26 years old, and he remembers Camden Yards all too well. It was July 31 of 2014 when Skaggs made his last start here in this ballpark and suffered an injury that took him out for 2 years. He's not been back on this mound since. That's going to go to short, and that's going to be a base hit. So Beckham is on with a leadoff single here in the first inning.
Good piece of hitting right there. Nasty little changeup, kind of fading down and away, but Beckham staying on it, just reaching out there. Nice job with the 2 strikes, picking up that base hit.
Last time he started here before the injury, he was pitching a no-hitter. He walked the first batter of the game, Nick Markakis, and the last batter he faced, Steve Pearce. He walked both of them. In between, he retired 14 in a row. He told the Orange County and LA Times reporters yesterday that he felt it was a special day. After I walked the first guy, said I thought maybe this was going to be one of those things. I thought it could have been a very special day. And then he damaged his ulnar collateral ligament. He said I knew it immediately. I threw a pitch and my arm snapped. He stayed on and tried to finish, got through a few more pitches, and then had to come out, then had to have the operation. 2 years out, and now back, and their best starting pitcher right now, but the memories here, that's what he brings with him for this start.
Wow.
Adam Jones, a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. We'll foul that one back up and over the screen.
And Adam Jones, largest increase in average versus left-handed pitching. Last season hit 260. His career 266 hitter against lefties. But this season 309. A huge difference for Adam Jones. Manny Machado staying pretty consistent. Mancini's unfortunately going the other way.
Runner on first. Skaggs with a 1-1 delivery on the way, and what a breaking ball. There's that off-speed breaking ball we'll see. He can throw a pretty nasty curve. 30% of the pitches he's thrown this year have been curveballs.
Yeah, and it is just so slow, and he has mastered the big bender. It's tough to have some finesse with that pitch, but can throw it for strikes and obviously get some good put-away pitches with it as well.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Beckham being held at first base by Valbuena. Long look and a 1-2 delivery to Adam. That one down and in. Breaking balls. The Orioles have not been a team that favors breaking ball pitchers.
No, they have not. 135 batting average for years. We talked about this Orioles team just being a dead red hitting team. Well, they're starting to get exposed a little bit because I think that breaking ball rate is starting to jump all through Major League Baseball. More and more teams flipping up about 50% off-speed pitches, including that breaking ball.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Adam reaching. He's going to get a base hit into right field. Calhoun will charge. Beckham's going to third. Throw will come into the cutoff man all the way through, and he just got in. Great throw made by Calhoun. Simmons, the shortstop, let it go through, and it took a hop right to Fletcher. So Adams on, and the Orioles have runners at first and third. Angels. Mike Scioscia wants his video people to take a look on the call at third base.
I'll tell you what, though, another great piece of hitting right there. Both Adam Jones and Beckham. Take a look. Beckham with a good secondary lead. Creates some nice momentum and good speed, but Calhoun's got a cannon out there. A little one-hop strike. It's a bang-bang play. Beckham a nice slide to that back corner of the base. He feels like he got in there. Looks like his hand did indeed get to the base before the tag.
There will be no challenge here, so the Orioles get off to a real good start off. Skaggs, runners on at first and third, nobody out, and a chance to get on the board. Manny coming up at a 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. The Orioles were 1 for 3. They only had 3 chances in the whole ball game last night with a runner in scoring position. They get the opportunity here. Manny, of course, has been among the leaders all season long in this department. Let's see what he can do with it. Pitch on the way, and that will be taken for a strike. Skaggs keeping it down low.
Well, Skaggs, there's a reason why he's having success, and it's because his pitches are nasty. It's because he executes so well and really has a good game plan going this season, especially that little 2-seamer he throws down at the bottom of the zone. He's not afraid to pitch to contact and get some ground balls, so he'll flip that little 2-seamer down. 4-seamer he'll ride right up to the top, make it look like a nice looking pitch to hit, but it has enough velocity and life that it'll ride up through the zone. And of course he'll play that big breaking ball right off the apex there of the 4-seam fastball. So he's got a nice little mix of pitches, and he can come at you a lot of different ways.
Manny is 6th in the league. Runners in scoring position average at 367. The Orioles got a chance to get off to a good start here. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and Manny chases way up and away. Fastball at 92 miles an hour that almost got by Maldonado.
Yeah, just took off. They wanted the fastball inside. Just opening up a little too quick. Ends up getting some pretty good results as it rides up and away from Manny.
Skaggs' opponent batting average with runners in scoring position is only 226. That's a good solid number. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Runners off first and third. Breaking ball, that'll be tapped foul. Another one of those over the top benders. And Manny able to fight it off 1-2.
Yeah, you got to really stay back if you're going to have any luck trying to hit that breaking ball. I will say this, first 2 hits that the Orioles got, you really saw them get into their legs and actually, you know, slow things down just to try to make contact on some tough pitches. And that's what they're going to have to do if they're going to have success against that hook.
Maldonado goes out, gives new signs to the infield in case Adam Jones should take off with a 1-2 count. Not likely. Beckham the lead runner at third base. Skaggs' delivery over the top again. Good stop made by Maldonado on a pitch down and in.
Oh man, he seems like he's seeing him pretty well. That's a good take right there on a nasty hook. Throws that one a little bit harder. Manny not even a flinch.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Skaggs' 9th best ERA in the league, 2.69. First and third, the runners off. Ball will be fouled back and out of play. It's not a day where you're going to want to be out on the field for very long. Temperature, as we told you, 93 to start the ball game, but down on the field, Nicole telling us it's 96 degrees on the grass portion, 115 degrees on the track, and 145 degrees on the padded walls.
Stay off the walls.
If you need a fried egg, throw it against a wall.
Yeah.
It'll come back over easy. 2 ball, 2 strike count. And tried to get him after another one, and not this time.
Boy, man, he's so quiet right now. My goodness. Seeing the ball and trusting those lightning quick hands.
The Skaggs in a jam. Manny comes in tied for third in RBIs. He's got 56. And here at home, 3rd highest batting average in the league in a home average of 355. 3-2. See if Jones goes from first. He does not. Manny on a breaking ball. That's going to be a base hit under the glove of Fletcher. Run will score. Jones stops. Now he goes. Upton bobbled it. Both runners are going to advance. Machado, an RBI base hit. An error on Upton, allowing the base runners to move up.
Oh, great piece of hitting. Great at bat by Manny Machado. Outstanding base running by the Orioles, keeping their head up. I mean, so important. Great lesson right here. A nice job by Manny staying on the breaking ball. 3 singles in a row for the Orioles. Obviously Tim Beckham scoring easily. But right here, Adam Jones gets to second base. He does not give up on the play. He makes sure the ball is contained. It's not. Hustles into third base. Manny Machado right behind him. You got to keep your eye on the baseball. Nice job there.
So that'll bring Charles Nagy, the pitching coach, out to have a word as the Orioles jump on Skaggs early here in this ball game. And that's not common for him. First time through the lineup, hitters have hit only 200 against Skaggs on the year. The Orioles have put 3 hits consecutively up. Beckham the single, Jones the single, and Manny Machado the RBI base hit. And a big error on Upton takes away an opportunity for a double play and gives the Orioles an opportunity to score 2 more and a base hit. And Danny Valencia will get that chance. And the breaking ball will be in there for a strike.
Yeah, big time opportunity right now for the Orioles to bust this game open and potentially even knock Skaggs out. I mean, this, you mentioned it, the heat can really do some damage. These tough innings right now can sap your energy.
Valencia with the 0 for 1. Infield has Valbuena playing in at first base, and Fletcher at third was moving in on the pitch. Everybody else is back. They do have modified shift on here. Kinsler is not all the way around the second baseman. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Valencia 280 off the left-handers this year. 1-1 to him. Breaking ball is going to be way inside. And the count goes to 2-1 from Skaggs. Skaggs, 26 years old, out of Santa Monica, living in the Los Angeles area. In big injury last year, of course, that made the difference for him. He came over from Arizona in a deal that involved Mark Trumbo when the deal was made. And Trumbo ended up with the Angels. And that one hit in the air. Center field got some pretty good wood on it. Trout will be back. Both runners are going to tag up. Jones will score. Throw will come into the cutoff man at third, and Manny will advance. Valencia's RBI makes it a 2-0 ball game.
Oh, a nice piece of hitting right there by Valencia. Stay to the big part of the field. Well, right now Skaggs just trying to find a feel. A nice piece of hitting, really manufacturing the run. I mean, great base running, and Danny Valencia catching it out in front with the sac fly and pushing the second run across the board.
Valencia gets his 23rd RBI. Manny's got 57, and the error mattered, allowing those base runners to move up, or that sac fly would not have happened. So now a runner at third base, and Orioles get another shot at it. Infield's going to move in this time. And a swing and a miss. 91 on a fastball to Trey Mancini. Trey getting his first look at Tyler Skaggs. He had a big night last night. Ended up going 3 for 3. Runs scored. Career high in hits, equaled again with the 3. Pass going to be on the outside corner. Trey thought it was away. 0-2.
Tough call right there. Looked like it was tailing off that outside corner. Mancini starting to pick it up a little bit. 4-game hitting streak. 7 for 16. You mentioned the 3 hits in last night's ball game.
0-2. Infield stays in. Ground ball to third is foul. Just missed Manny.
Let's take a look at the Angels defense here behind Skaggs. Upton making an error, a costly error out in left field. Trout and Calhoun will join him. Simmons and Kinsler playing up the middle here this afternoon. Fletcher and Valbuena on the corners, and Maldonado doing the catching this afternoon. A very strong defensive team typically, but you see what happens. Mistakes giving teams extra opportunities, definitely going to cost anybody.
0-2 fastball is going to get him. So Skaggs now with 95 strikeouts in 88 innings, and there are 2 down.
Well, this fastball up to the top of the zone, such an important pitch in this era of baseball. So many hitters trying to create that launch angle so they get that bat head dip, and so many hitters getting exposed up there in the upper third and above.
Orioles with a 2-0 lead. Only the 4th time Skaggs has surrendered. First inning run in the 16 starts that he has made this year. 2 away. Here's Mark Trumbo. Trumbo, a soft ground ball. Simmons will make the throw, but the Orioles come up with the lead as they get a couple of runs, doing it on 3 hits, 1 left on. 2-0 O's. Big league dreams come true. Fans ages 4 to 14 can run the Oriole bases just like their favorite birds. For tickets, Orioles.com/kids. The melodious music of the islands, surrounded with a magnificent Hawaiian shirts, bringing joy to all who wear and see. All right, cut the tape. All right.
Sounds like we're in Bikini Bottom.
Doesn't it? I wasn't going to tell anybody. Kevin Gausman against Deck McGuire tomorrow, right-hander for the Angels. That'll be 12:30 O's extra, 1 o'clock ball game. And the pitch will be away for a ball. So Cashner staked to an enormous 2-0 lead.
Yeah, he must feel like he's in heaven right now. My goodness.
Albert Pujols will take the pitch for a strike on the inside corner. Albert's gone 3 for 9 lifetime against Cashner. The DH with a 3-game hit streak continued it last night with a 1 for 5. We talk about the lack of run support. He's had 3 or fewer runs 14 of his 15 starts. That's 2.73 runs, the average. And that is the second lowest in all of baseball. Into the shift, Manny Machado's got it. Pujols is retired.
And I see a few ground balls here in the beginning part of this ball game, but that sinking feeling, it hasn't really been working for Cashner. So good last season. The opponent's average with his sinker 268 last season, only gave up the 5 home runs all season long. And this season 336, so they are getting on it. Not quite as much sink on the plate, more run action, and the home runs are starting to pile up. 5 already this season. 14 home runs in his 82 innings of work. Last year 15 home runs in 162 innings of work.
And the red hot Simmons coming to the plate. Boy, what a job he's done on the Orioles. He's 9 for 16 against the Orioles this year, and he's driven in 5 runs. He's got a 7-game hit streak. Showed bunt, pitch rode up and in. He pulls the bat back 1-1.
Got knocked down in yesterday's ball game and still managed to flip out 4 hits. So trying to get him to move his feet didn't seem to phase him one bit.
He's had 3 multi-hit games against the Orioles this year. 3 out of the 4. Pitch will be taken down low for a ball. One of the highest contact hitters in baseball. He has the 6th highest percentage of contact to pitches seen, 87%. Not waiting around. 2-1 delivery. And did he go? No. The other thing that makes him exceptional, in a 2-strike count, Simmons is hitting 363. 363 with 2 strikes on him. That is the best number in the majors for any hitter with a 2-strike count.
Yeah, he's old school in the sense that he just wants to put the ball and play hard. Find a way to barrel it up. He'll use the whole field, spray the ball around. He's not up there to try to hit the ball 400 feet every time. He stays within himself. Gary's got 14 strikeouts this season.
High in the air to center. He is contact hitter, but he is out of there. And there are 2 down here in the 2nd inning. So Simmons retired. Cashner with 2 down. We'll get a look at Valbuena. Valbuena, their first baseman. He too has put up big numbers against the Orioles this year. 1 for 5 last night. Now 5 for 14 on the year. He has had a home run and 5 RBIs against the Orioles, and takes a strike on the inside corner. Valbuena's had his bats against Cashner compared to most of the other guys in the lineup. 3 for 8 with a home run off him. Cashner's got the full shift on in the infield behind him.
Cashner typically, like most pitchers, will go to the full mix against the lefties. They'll flip in the breaking ball. They'll have the changeup that gets pushed away. They'll run the 2-seamer away from the lefties. And primarily, when you're right on right, you're seeing the fastball slider combination.
Orioles are after their first win against the Western Division team. They are 0-14 against the West this year. 1-2 delivery, and that's up at the letters, and will lean him back 2-2.
Well, I don't mind pushing him back. You take a look at the pies right here, and this is actually Valbuena's hit chart. where he actually his tendencies are. So that's why the Orioles got the big shift on him.
Way up high to him. So Cashner will go to a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Valbuena. A good crowd on hand for the day game late Saturday. Game tomorrow at 1. 3-2 pitch on the way. Got it in there and got him. Cashner gets his first strikeout. So Cashner has retired the first 6 Angels faced. Orioles go to the bottom of the second, up 2-0. Parkton, and that's a senior. 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play Home Run Rich's Scratch House, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/homerun. Mr. Ignatowski, good luck. Shirts, variable uses, very personal, highly MVP type shirts.
Look at that. Yeah.
It is hot. 93 degrees. Start the ball game. Here's Chris Davis. Chris had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. First time he's faced Skaggs, who will try and settle it in. 2-run 3 hits off him. Only one of the runs earned in that first inning. Davis, Wilkerson, and Joseph. One-0 pitch. Sad news, of course, for Darren O'Day, who will be gone for the year. He's going to have the operation on the hamstring. It's a 6-month recovery period.
Yeah, that is nasty, huh? I didn't realize it was going to be that long. Wow.
1-1 delivery on the way. Davis will take it for a strike. Chris, a couple of home runs and 4 RBIs over the last 3 ball games. He has not hit well against the left-handers, just a $136. 1-2, had a double clutch, waited on it, fouled it off.
Yeah, waiting on that breaking ball. It looked like the whole AB. And finally got a good look at it. Might be able to adjust to that heater.
The Angels getting themselves a game above 500 with a win last night. 1-2 pitch on the way, and the off-speed pitch, somehow he fouls that off. Boy, that was way out there.
Yeah, that was nasty, but we have seen some of this here in the early going. Hitters just reaching out, really fighting with the 2 strikes. That is a tough pitch to continue the AB on, but Davis does it.
Left-handers hitting just 178 off him. Has a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And Davis will go down for the second K, picked up by Skaggs.
Well, he's going for a strikeout. He's running that heater right up to the top of the strike zone. And take a look, the catcher Maldonado calling for it, and he executes. And typically when you execute up here, you're going to have some success. See the little bat head drop, and that heater is riding up through the top of the zone.
So Wilkerson getting the start at second base, with Jonathan Scope getting the day off today and probably tomorrow. First start at second base for him. 2 for 10 in 5 games that he has played in with the big club here this year. He hit 192 against lefties in games at Norfolk. 1-0 count. Interesting comment made, I thought, by Buck Showalter, and you always have to listen closely and read between the lines. But as soon as the camera was shut off at his pregame press conference today, the first thing he said, with the press present, I'm not speaking out of turn here, you know, Jonathan Scope still has an option left. Those things aren't said accidentally.
No.
2-0 delivery on the way. I suspect it's not that he's thinking about sending Jonathan down, or the organization is, but it was something they wanted to make sure got back to Jonathan. And if it was said before the press, it would get back to it.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. I think Jonathan knows what's going on right now, you know, with his struggles. And I think most players understand that. If you're struggling, you know, there are guys that are hungry for your spot. So the ability to stay consistent at the major league level, that's the reason why you're here.
Yep.
And Jonathan's had a tough time of it, especially last month.
2-2 to first. Nice play. Well, Bueno will take it to the bag and get the out. That's a nice play. Wilkerson retired on a pretty hard hit ball towards the line. This season at Oriole Park, kids cheer free. Bring young Oriole fans ages 9 and under to Camden Yards free of charge. Every adult who purchases a regularly priced individual game ticket, Upper Deck, invited to bring up to 2 children free. And while you're at the yard, check out the all new and improved Kids Corner featuring the Birdhouse. For tickets, Orioles.com/kidsfree. We're going to go down there and do an open for our broadcast from the Birdhouse.
Yeah.
And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Caleb Joseph. 0 for 1, and the only time he has had an at bat against Skaggs. Caleb in the air to left field. Got under that one off the end of the bat, and Upton is there to put it away. So Skaggs comes back here in the second, retires the side in order. .31, the date of the non-waiver trade deadline, as it draws closer and the need for an elite arm becomes more critical for the Yankees. The question for the Yankees may become not whether they want to keep Miguel Andujar, the outstanding young third baseman, but for how long. And from the Providence Journal and the Red Sox, Brandon Workman ascending. Joe Kelly has hit the wall in June. 2 right-handers heading in different directions during the season. His 3rd full month. Boston manager Alex Cora isn't ready to take Kelly out of his role as the primary lieutenant to the closer Craig Kimbrell, but that day may be edging closer. So maybe a change in setup, people in Boston.
Well, Kelly's having a tough month for sure, and Workman on the way back. Workman didn't even make the team out of spring training. He had some struggles, but he is rebounding nicely right now. And yeah, it does look like they might flip-flop. And I think a lot of times you just got to play the hot hand, especially in the middle of the summer.
And Cora has shown his willingness not to hesitate to do that. He will make changes whenever he thinks he can help the ball club. The pitch will be taken for a strike. Ian Kinsler, who has struggled yesterday. Mike Scioscia trying to shake things up with an offense that hadn't been doing a whole lot. Moved Kinsler down to 7th and Cole Calhoun up to leadoff. And since they won last night, you stay with it. So Calhoun's in the leadoff spot again today, and Kinsler, who had an 0 for 4 in the game last night, is back down in the 7 hole. Kinsler's got an 0 for 3 lifetime off Cashner. Maldonado and then Fletcher due up. 6 in a row retired so far by Andrew Cashner.
Making some good pitches. Some ground ball outs. Nice little breaking ball right there, down and away.
Count goes to 1-2. Kinsler has always done well against the Orioles. .340 lifetime career batting average. And he will loop that one down the line. That could be trouble. It will fall in. It goes to the corner. Valencia over to get it. Kinsler watching the play behind him will stop at second base. And Kinsler's got a leadoff double for the first hit.
Ah, boy. Yeah, Kinsler, he's been struggling, so he's got holes all over the place, and the Orioles kind of exposed him yesterday, but Caleb Joseph called for this fastball up above the numbers. Actually rose the glove up, and you see him reaching down. I mean, it was down around the kneecaps, giving Kinsler a better opportunity. He just shoots it down that right field line.
And a big RBI producer is coming to the plate. Martin Maldonado, their catcher. Pitch on the way to him will be taken. He has had 11 RBIs in his last 11 games. And Maldonado against the Orioles this year, 8 for 15, 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. And he's got another potential at second base. He will flip that one to first. Davis in the sun puts it away, gets the out in fair territory, and Maldonado is retired.
Okay, right.
Our PNC Minor League Insights brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
Well, it is that time of year where all-star teams are being picked, and for the Bowie Bay Sox, they've got a few representatives here. How about 4 guys for the Eastern League All-Stars? Keegan Aiken pitching to a 2.63 in the first half. That's second in the Eastern League. How about Louis Gonzalez, 2.23, 7 saves. Cervenka, 363 on base percentage with his 5 home runs. Corbin Joseph, who we saw right here at the big league level, 332 batting average. That's 3rd in the Eastern League, and Ryan Mountcastle is raking at the 30 RBIs, 3rd on the team. Man, that's a lot of guys making an all-star team. I misspoke. There were 5 guys on the list.
David Fletcher at the plate, hitting 9th. Came up to play third base in the ball game of the Orioles yesterday. The injuries continuing to shut down Angel players. So opportunities. That one to the hole. Manny's got a long throw, and he gets him. Throw back to second, not in time. Kinsler did not take off on the throw. Tried to get back into the bag. Davis saw that and tried to get him.
Boy, that's a beautiful play right there for Manny Machado. And this is what Bobby Dickerson has been working with him. Just staying fluid. Stay smooth out there. You don't have to be the prototypical guy. Be what you were at third base, an athletic infielder. Beautiful throw on the run. Always throwing the strike. It's so impressive. Just gets so much force. That slingshot arm cutting it across the infield. Throwing it hard enough from that position to keep the runner at second base. That's impressive play.
Little break being taken right here by Cashner with Calhoun coming up and a runner on at second base. On this warm day, there may be a few of these step offs by the pitchers, and the catcher, while you're limited to 6 visits to the mound, might want to take one once in a while just to regroup. Calhoun grounded out his first time up, has gone 0 for 5 in the first 2 games of this series. He gets an RBI chance. Not very good in these situations on the year, hitting only 186 with runners in scoring position. Kinsler at second base. Orioles put the shift on all the way around, so he will get Kinsler a good lead at second. Manny over on the second base side. There are 2 down. The off-speed pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, beautiful pitch right there. Slow him down completely, just 79 miles an hour, stealing an early strike to take advantage of this count. A huge first pitch.
Cashner giving up only 1 hit so far. The leadoff double here in this inning, picked up by Kinsler. That ball hit in the air down the line. It is curving, and it is going to be a foul ball right into the tin door in the corner.
A couple quick strikes now. Largest difference in opponent average versus right-handed batters. Take a look. Andrew Cashner down at the bottom, 315. The righty's getting him to a pretty good clip right there, but controlling the lefties, only a 265 batting average. A nice difference right there for Cashner. Of course, uses that full mix against the lefties, the breaking ball, the changeup, good two-seamer.
Calhoun will foul that one out of play. So the battle enjoined here by the Angels leadoff batter.
Well, you see the tendencies for Calhoun. I mean, why they play the big shift right there. The numbers tell you. I mean, this is over 100 ground balls, so they have a pretty good feel for where he's going to hit the ball. Orioles defense, so pretty good as far as playing the shifts.
0-2 delivery, and the pitch will be up high to him. So Calhoun trying to work an RBI out of this at bat. And Kinsler on at second, of course, going on contact with 2 down. Calhoun against the Orioles has had 1 RBI on the season against the O's. And we'll take the pitch inside. Cutter going towards the back foot that time. He got out of the way. 2 ball, 2 strike count. This Angels team coming on this road trip. Their offense had not been doing a whole lot. They picked it up last night with the 7 runs on 13 hits in the ball game. As good a night offensively as they've had for a while. Popped up Beckham, gives chase. Souvenir to the shirts.
A sea of shirts.
Good crowd on hand here today. Announcement on the attendance figure later on, but lots of folks, and the ones probably happiest right now are seated on the left field side, third base side. Shady. They get the shade here for this moment. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Delivery again on the way, and that's going to be strike 3. So Calhoun goes down. Second strikeout picked up by Cashner. Runner left at second base. 2 zip O's.
Boy, are they scraping and clawing early on with some soft contact. But look at the hitters use their legs, their knees. Adam Jones right there, 71.6 miles an hour off the bat, but finding a way to get it done. It's a 2-strike hit for Jones. It's a 2-strike hit for Machado on a nasty breaking ball. And then Danny Valencia using the big part of the field. The Orioles offense making some adjustments off Skaggs in the early part of the game. You love to see that, fighting for some solid contact. Orioles with the lead, 2-0. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Tim Beckham got it started for the Orioles with the base hit and one of the 2 runs scored in that first inning. Skaggs then retired the side in order in the second, waiting for Mike Trout to get back into center field. Trout had gone over to retrieve a baseball, ended up against the wall out there. Does everything, cuts the grass, waters it, puts the bases out.
He might be playing catch with a fan, or
could be
pouring drinks,
and home runs, whatever. What do you need? Pitch on the way, and Beckham will go after the off-speed delivery for a strike. Orioles struggles at home have continued. They have dropped to 11-28 in games played here at Camden Yards. They've lost 16 of the last 17 home games. That'll be up a little bit in the strike zone. And a quick count of 0-2 from Skaggs.
Yeah, one thing you do not want Skaggs to do is just settle in and be aggressive with all his pitches in the strike zone. A quick inning there in the second. The first inning had him on the ropes a little bit. He found a way to wiggle out of there with just the 2.
0-2 is way up. Strikeout number 3 picked up by Skaggs. Got a little snap on that fastball.
Didn't he? Almost just like, I'm going to waste this pitch, throw it as hard as I can. And Beckham giving chase. Another fastball just riding hard up and away. Oh, Manny Machado swing through one of those.
That'll bring Adam to the plate. Jones, a base hit and a run scored in the first inning. First hit against Skaggs and 3 at bats he's had against him. 26-year-old left-hander, and Adam will go after it. Simmons. 2 quick outs here in the third. Fans are invited to paint in the park on July 10 prior to the 7:05 game against the Yankees. Each ticket package includes a 2-hour pregame painting session in the bullpen picnic area led by Pino's Palette, plus a ticket to the game. Ticket packages are exclusively available at Orioles.com/paint. That is going to be on July 10 for everybody. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Manny, base hit, RBI. Picked up in the first inning. So Manny hanging in that top 3 of RBI producers. Leading the American League. Martinez with the Red Sox has 64. Haniger with Seattle's got 61, and then Manny now with 57. Judd Lowry behind them with 54. 1-0. That's going to catch the outside corner. 93 miles an hour. Mark Langston telling us, the former great pitcher, LA Angels announcer, Skaggs doesn't go much higher than that. 93 is about it. He'll throw the 91, 92 rear back for an extra couple of miles an hour, and he's been doing that. That's 94.
Right.
So he's got a little gas on it today. 1-2.
Yeah, and he also talked about the angle he creates. He really gets up on top. Yeah, tall kid, so pretty tough.
Wow. So he retires the Orioles in order. 8-pitch inning, and he has 4 strikeouts. Still a 2-0 Orioles lead. match you. Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Hawaiian Shirt Day here at the ballpark at Camden Yards, and the Orioles 2-0 lead as we go to the 4th inning. For Cashner, he has walked none. He has struck out 2. Skaggs has walked none. He has struck out 4. Cashner surrendered only 1 hit. Orioles have 2 runs on 3 hits in the ballgame. That'll bring Trout up, flied out to left field his first time up. Trout comes in with all the big numbers, which result in a lot of walks. Was looking today, he is number 1 in the majors in percentage of walks per plate appearances. Almost 20% foul back. 20% of his plate appearances end up being a walk. He leads the American League in that department, and he is 16 walks ahead of Aaron Judge, who is 2nd in the league.
Yeah, well, Mike Trout, obviously the best player on the Angels, best player in the game. So, you know, in situations they're just going to walk him, much like Manny Machado gets walked now with the Orioles.
Mike is 2nd in home runs. He's tied for 1st in runs scored, tied for 5th in extra base hits. He's got the best batting average in the American League in June at .364, and fouls that one down the line. And that's in 9 games where he had a DH because of the index finger problem and hated it. He was driving Mike Scioscia crazy. Mike said, get him back on the field. He's a bundle of energy. He's always at me in the dugout. Get him out of here. So as soon as they got here, he felt as though he was ready to play in the field again, and he's in center field. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Takes it up high.
Good try right there with Cashner. I mean, typically that's where teams try to target Mike Trout. There's a little hole up there, up and in. Like most hitters, it's really hard to get to a pitch.
Trout on a 2-2, got jammed. Good pitch. Beckham hits it over to Davis in time, and Trout is retired. Well, the Orioles going to host the Rangers. They'll be coming in Friday, July 19 through July 15. On Saturday the 14th, celebrate Maryland Day at Oriole Park. First 35,000 fans 15 and over get the Orioles Maryland flag script replica jersey presented by Morgan State University. For tickets, go to Orioles.com. Upton on a 2-3 put out. His first time up. He's had only 1 hit now and 13 at bats against Cashner. Justin likes the night lights. Sitting 165 in day games. Ball in the air to right center field. Pretty good wood on that one. That's back near the wall. It'll take a hop right off the base. He's on his way to second base. Here's the throw. Not in time. Nice slide. Upton in with a double.
Well played out there by Danny Valencia as well. A pretty good swing by Upton. He smoked that ball out in the right center field gap, staying through it. And look at the carry he gets. Short hop of the wall, but Valencia right there playing it perfectly, creating a little momentum back towards the target. Pretty close play at second base.
So Pujols will get the RBI chance. Angels could not do anything with a leadoff double in the 3rd inning. They get another shot here. They're 0 for 3 already with runners in scoring position. They had a 3 for 12 in the ball game last night. One of Pujols' best numbers this year is in these situations, hitting .306 with runners in scoring position. Ranks right now 6th all time in RBIs, 1,961, chasing Lou Gehrig for the 5th spot. That is taken for a strike. Good breaking ball, Cashner. So Pujols 0-2, 1 out. 2 hits in the ball game off Cashner. Both have been doubles. Second one by Upton.
A couple beautiful breaking balls right there. That second one, and jelly legging Pujols.
0-2 delivery, a chopper. He has no speed going to first base, so Beckham's got plenty of time and records the out. Over to third goes Upton, but there are 2 down.
Boy, Cashner making some good pitches right now. I like that little 2-seam fastball on the outside corner. He's throwing it both lefties and righties. He started off with that front hip on the lefties, but he's really pulling it back right now for the right-handed hitters. You see Pujols right there trying to protect a nasty moving fastball.
So the runner at third with 2 down. That'll bring Simmons to the plate. Fly down his first time up. Andrelton Simmons has a 7-game hit streak coming in. He's hitting .328 in these situations on the year. And we'll take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Man, that's a good pitch. A little cutter on that outside edge. We've seen him bring back the 2-seamer. Just keep it out there.
0-1 on him. Runner at third is Upton. That ball's going to be a base hit and an RBI. So Simmons an 8-game hit streak and gets this one with 2 down, driving in a run. Angels on the board. It is a 2-1 ball game.
Boy, he is locking in now, just kind of reacting to the inside pitch. Yeah, take a look, a pretty good fastball, 2-seamer. Right on that inside corner, but Bell Ty giving him a chance, but that was some lightning quick bat speed, cut through the zone.
So Simmons gets the RBI with 2 away, put his team on the board, brings in Upton, who had the 1-out double. And that will give Valbuena a chance, and he will foul off the first pitch. 38 RBIs on the year for Simmons. Against the Orioles now, Simmons this year has picked up 6 RBIs, and this is the 5th game these teams have played. He's doing some damage. Valbuena makes the pitch away. Inning that has troubled Cashner the most, the 2nd inning this year in runs scored against him, 12. Does get tougher though. 4th, 5th, 7 innings, 7 runs each of those, 9 runs in the 6th inning. He spread out the runs. Throw over, and not a very big lead for Simmons. Big news today, the Orioles didn't make a roster move. Highly unusual. 1-1 delivery on the way, and big cut foul.
Well, I think pretty happy with the job the young pitchers did in last night's ball game. Meisinger and Fry threw the ball very well.
Getting their major league debuts. Rookie pitchers showing up all over the place in the last 2 games for the Orioles. Valbuena, 1-2 count. Shift on against him. Valencia deep in the gap. Power alley and right. Pitch to him will be up and away.
You see the shift here on Valbuena. He's all about turning and burning. 38% right down that right field line. Chris Davis better be ready.
2-2 delivery, had a weight on it, fouls it off.
Got Alfredo Griffin down there instead, just picked him in the first base coach's box. Yeah, fine major league shortstop.
Cashner's got a 1-0 mark lifetime against these Angels. 3rd career start, 6th appearance. He hasn't faced them since August of 17 when he was with the Rangers. And a swing and a miss. Cashner gets his 3rd strikeout. Angels get a run, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1-run ball game. The Orioles up 2-1. Camden Yards. Always a very special day. And today, well over 30,000 on hand here at the ballpark. Hawaiian shirts everywhere with the steel guitar and the ukulele.
Love it. Hey, are we going to tell the fans about the contest? You're going to go out in the 5th inning and we're going to try to find you out amongst all the fans, right?
Where's Gary?
Yeah, where's Gary?
I'll tell you where Gary will be. You go out of the park and take a left, you'll see a few people standing and sitting, enjoying an adult beverage. That's where I'll be. I love it. And the fans, of course, so many of them put the shirts on as soon as they got them coming into the ballpark today. So it's great. Lots of fun and add to the wardrobe.
Yeah.
Trey Mancini due up second. Danny Valencia and then Trumbo. Orioles, Tyler Skaggs delivery and foul back. Didn't get a good cut on it. Skaggs, no walks and 4 strikeouts in the game. He doesn't walk many. He's had 26 walks now in 90 innings.
Yeah, now they got to find a way to disrupt his rhythm. Just something to break his concentration. He locked right back in after that tough first inning.
Drops that curveball on the plate. On the road, Skaggs has been particularly tough. He's 5-2 on the road, and his ERA of 2.14 in road games is the 4th lowest in the American League road ERA. 1-2 pitch. Valencia to short. Simmons had just taken a step that way and moved right into the baseball, and Valencia is retired. Hey, listen up, Birdland. Dunkin' Donuts has the perfect way to celebrate O's game day. Dunkin' Donuts Perks members receive medium hot or iced coffee, 99 cents. Orioles home game days June through August. Your local Dunkin' Donuts is only a short stop away. Trey Mancini is the bat finally coming alive for him. He's hit safely 5 of the last 6. Going 9 for 22. That's a .409 average over the last half dozen games. Came through last night, 3-hit ball game. Also picked up a walk, scored the only run, tying his career high with 3 hits in a game.
Now, Trey Mancini has been the red hot 4th 3-hit game in this season, and the first since May 10th, though. And I'll tell you what, last night it was impressive watching him shoot the ball to right field, really backing it up. Base on balls, it just doesn't sound very impressive, but man, when you can work a quality base on balls, control your body, take pitches the right way, it really does have an impact on your game. It was a well-rounded offensive game for Mancini yesterday.
1-1 delivery on the way, and Trey will bounce that one off the plate. Simmons 2 down. A couple of ground ball outs to short here in the 4th inning. That'll bring Mark Trumbo up. Mark, the DH, steady job at the moment, but Showalter wanting to keep Danny Valencia in the lineup, so put him in the outfield and use Trumbo as the designated hitter with Chris Davis back at first base. Trumbo grounded out to short his first time up, 0 for 5 in the first 2 games. He has had 3 hits in 17 at bats against his former team, the Angels.
Now, Trumbo got on a nice little roll last week, cooled off a little bit, but just his overall approach is much better as well. Staying a little taller, not swinging as many bad pitches.
There are 2 guys involved in that deal we talked about. It was 2013 when they acquired Tyler Skaggs. The Angels did from Arizona, along with Hector Santiago, and Mark Trumbo came to the part of that deal. And A.J. Schugel was the other one involved in a 2013 deal. So as often happens in baseball, guys involved in a deal, one another, end up facing one another sometime down the road. 3-0 count. And a strike on the outside corner will require Mark to recover his bat.
That didn't look like a very good pitch right there. Let's take a look. Being very careful with Trumbo. Not wanting any part of him, really. That one not even close.
3-1. Trumbo with Davis hoping for an at bat, waiting on deck. Swings over the top. And the count goes full. 3-2 from Skaggs.
That was a nasty pitch there. So everything targeting down and away. A little change up. 3-1 pitch.
Skaggs a long freeze here and will step off. Not quite sure what he wanted to throw there. And if he hadn't stepped out, Trumbo would have to have. 3-2 delivery off the fist and back out of play. 95. He's got to be throwing as hard as he's thrown all year. Mark Langston, we mentioned earlier, telling us what he had topped out at 92 and 93.
Yeah.
He's thrown a number of 93 to 95 mile an hour fastballs.
Oh, he got on that one. He wanted to just lock Trumbo up with no swing at all. Tried to get an extra mile or two on that inside corner. Nice job fouling it off.
Full count delivery coming again, and that is away. So there is the first walk surrendered by Skaggs. Trumbo is on with 2 down, and Chris Davis, strikeout victim, will be coming up. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the Leukemia Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk. 226 walks, $11,300. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Off-speed breaking ball. Interesting defensive alignment in the infield here against Davis. It's not the full shift. They've got Simmons playing almost directly behind the bag, and Kinsler out deep. 1-0 count. Breaking ball, backhanded, knocked down, covered, no play. Well, they both had a chance. Valbuena tried to get it, then Kinsler tried to get it.
Yeah.
Pitcher Skaggs had gone over to cover, but there never was a throw.
That was supposed to be a hit, meant to be a hit for Chris Davis. Got on the breaking ball, hit it hard, coming in hot. Valbuena. He gets down there trying to get behind it, but it eats him up a little bit. Kinsler in a good position, but he just over boogies, rushes too much. See him get back there, just tipping the glove, slowing it down. Let that ball get on the side and just throws it back into right field.
Error charged on Valbuena at first base.
Wow.
So runners at first and second. Steve Wilkerson. See if the Orioles can take advantage of the second error committed in the ball game. They have 1 unearned run already, and there's that off-speed pitch up high. Wilkerson grounded out his first time up. Orioles 1 for 3 today. Runners in scoring position. That's a ball I could see get changed later to a base hit.
Yeah, I think they have to change that one, don't they?
It's close.
Hard to hit ball like that.
Yeah. Because of where he was playing, coming
Holding
off
the
the
run.
bag.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
a tough play. So first and second. Orioles left 1 on in the first inning when they scored 2. Machado an RBI base hit. Valencia an RBI sac fly. Now they get another chance here with Wilkerson. Steve, 1-1 delivery to him. That'll be inside. Told you he had been an MVP type player, most versatile for the Norfolk Tides. Played shortstop, third, left, right, and second with the Tides this year. So he's getting the start at second base, with Scope getting the rest. 400 minor league games, 267 lifetime average in the minors. 2-1 delivery to him. That'll be taken up high. Skaggs has had to throw 20 pitches this inning.
Yeah, falling behind, and Orioles really making them work right now, and that's a good sign for the Orioles. Of course, that tough first inning, but Skaggs been on a roll here lately. Last 3 starts he's pitched, completed actually 7 innings. So nice to see the Orioles really forcing them here to throw some extra pitches.
3-1 count. Steve Wilkerson will take it. It's right there for a strike. Steve made his debut with the Orioles on the 20th of this month. That was at Washington. Ended up going down for a very short time, then back up again. Now one of the young players the Orioles want to get a look at a number of positions in the infield. 3-2, 2 down. Runners will be going off first and second base. Wilkerson fouls it, reaching.
Nice job. Fouling off a tough pitch. Don't know, young player, rookie. We've seen some borderline calls on that outside corner. Really can't take any chances. So you got a runner out there at second base. Thou shalt not pass. You do not want to let that umpire make that third strike call.
And Wilkerson did not. And the count stays full, 3-2. Spent last year with both Frederick and Bowie. Two runners will be going again. Full count delivery by Skaggs, over the top gunning. 5 strikeouts for Skaggs. No runs, no hits, an error. 2 are left on base. Orioles up 2-0. 2-1. A game, talk about going for the downs. It's a comment we use in baseball from time to time, talking about hitters who swing hard and generally don't connect on it. And I didn't know where that came from, so I looked it up. What I found out was nobody else does either. It's credited mostly to Dizzy Dean, the great Diz pitcher, broadcaster for a long time with St. Louis. Looking it up, these are some general comments made about it. Specifically, it's the plural form downs, refers to the rolling treeless uplands south and southeast of England. Probably comes from the days in the ballparks when there were downs, fields outside a ballpark instead of the parking lots and amusement parks that we have now. So swinging for the downs, about going to the fields outside the old ballpark, seems to be the consensus, but there really wasn't any specific person or time that was shown to have created that term. 1-0 delivery. It's of great importance. There will be a test tomorrow, Sunday, on that. If you pass it, you'll go to heaven, and if you don't, your soul will just, disappear. A 2-0 count. Pitch on the way, and that will be taken down low.
I always thought it was like downtown.
Downtown.
Hit it downtown, like
downtown.
You know what I mean? Downs, downtown.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I didn't know.
I might be floating around out there anyway. So
well, you are
too.
That's true.
Answer the question right.
It's the shirt. As soon as you put the shirt on, magic things happen to you. The ability to float, ability to be linguistically correct. 3-1 delivery on the way and taken. Kinsler gets a leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. That is the first walk surrendered by Cashner. The Orioles are going to welcome you and the best furry friend for a day at Oriole Park when it's Bark Day at the Yard. Ticket packages include a unique opportunity to bring your pet dog to one of 2 Oriole games, plus an Orioles-themed doggy bow tie. Portion of the proceeds benefit Barks, the Baltimore Humane Society. For tickets, go to Orioles.com/bark. Runner goes down to third, only plays at first. Beckham gets it over there in time. Maldonado is retired, and down to second goes Kinsler.
Well, we've seen Scioscia execute this hit and run. Did in last night's ball game, and something you really always have to be aware of with a Mike Scioscia team. Somehow trying to get runners in motion, put some pressure on the defense. And Kinsler now standing out at second base with one out.
And here is David Fletcher getting the start at third. He's gone 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position with the limited chances that he has had. Fletcher up, and will take the pitch outside for a ball. He's had 90 hits, 30 major league at bats, played AAA 58 games, Pacific Coast League leader in lots of offensive categories. Out of Orange County, California, home of the Angels. 1-0 delivery. That'll be outside. And the count is 2-0. Calhoun, leadoff batter, is waiting on deck. Fletcher, 24-year-old, who is going to get some playing time with Cozart out for the year with an injury at third. And the pitch that will be in there for a strike. Cashner moves it in a little bit and gets it to 2-1. Potential tying run on at second base. Each team has 3 hits in the ball game. Angels have committed a couple of errors. The Orioles have 1 unearned run. 2-1 blooped. Second base. Wilkerson back. Not going to get it. The runner, though, had to wait. So only to third base for Kinsler. Not sure whether that ball was going to be caught or not. The Bermuda Triangle single for Fletcher.
Yeah, a little jam shot right there, but a nice effort by Wilkerson. A good first step. Looked like he had a bead on it. Maybe jumped a hair too soon and started descending as the ball came close to the glove. Maybe a split second too soon and just off the end of the glove there. But yeah, just enough to freeze Kinsler at second base with that effort. And Adam Jones coming in to back him up. So double play still in order.
So Calhoun will get another chance. He came up in the third inning with a runner at second and struck out. Called out. Now he'll come up with runners on at first and third. He has struck out, grounded out, 0 for 6 in the first 2 games in this series. So the Angels a chance to tie it up or better. Well, the Orioles will be looking to get a ground ball here in turn 2. They shifted against Calhoun, but keep Machado and Wilkerson close for the double play.
Yeah, man, he's going to be the pivot man now in the middle. Tim Beckham, a lot of responsibility over there on the left side. Got to keep Kinsler a little tighter.
Ground ball down to first, foul. So Cashner, 1 ball, 1 strike. Teams have hit .274 against him with runners in scoring position, about 20 points higher than the average in the American League. They've got third and first covered here with Kinsler and Fletcher. Beckham is even with a bag at third.
Pickoffs now just to make sure, see if this Angels team has any tells. First and third situation. Kinsler still runs pretty good down there, and the veteran player, they were going to pull off a double steal. He knows how to get it done.
1-1 delivery on the way. Got one up, fouled it up, and it'll end up in the seats for a souvenir. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count. We are back to a game looking like the Seattle series.
Wow.
Big at bats all the time. Very tight, controlled mostly by the pitchers. Looking for key hits. Whereas last night the Angels just opened it up with that 7-1 win. 1-2. Runners not moved from first yet. Doesn't go here. Ball put up in the air. Coming in. Trey Mancini. Runner tags. Not going to go. Throw will come into third, and there's a big out. So Calhoun does not get that run in from third base, and there are 2 down.
Great job by Cashner. Get some big time pitches right there. A little change up. Get the weak pop up to Mancini down that left field line, and just a little too shallow. Kinsler can't go anywhere as Mancini gets it back in. Runner at first has to hold up as well. Fletcher, it's one of those plays that an offense could really expose a defense if they're not ready. If there's a double tag, that runner at first take off. You see balls flying all over the place, but Oriole defense controls them.
So here's the big matchup. Trout comes up 0 for 2. His fly down grounded out. 1 for 8 lifetime off Cashner. First and third, and there are 2 down. Trout will take it inside for a ball. No big moment in this ball game with the Orioles leading it by just 1. Cashner trying to work his way out of the inning. Trout's got the big 356 number with runners in scoring position. He'll take that pitch. It'll be a strike of the letters.
Trout not liking that at all. That is a nasty pitch. I've called strike 1 on it. Take a look at that pitch. Up and in, up off the plate.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Again up, way up. Head high on that one, 2-1.
That's where Cashner's trying to go. Obviously up and in. That one losing it a little bit. Dangerous pitch there. Trout turning away the right way. Dropping the head down.
2-1 delivery to him. Trout will take it. That's going to be up high. So Trout's got a 3-1. Most home runs on the road in the American League belong to Trout. He's got 15 and 31 road game RBIs, 4th most. 3-1. He takes it. Strike on the inside corner. 2 he hasn't liked. He was headed to first.
Those are tough pitches. Take a look at the Nissan pitch cast right here. And look at where they're targeting and look at where Cashner is hitting. Just everything. It's going to be borderline either way. And Cashner's gotten a couple of the calls up there.
3-2, 2 down. Runner at first will go. And foul back on the big count. Took the mask right off Caleb Joseph. That's twice he's taken a ball hard.
Well, he'd rather take that one off the mask than have it land out in the bullpen. That's getting a little dangerous right there. If you miss that spot up and in, that's why Mike Trout's got 23 home runs. You don't think the Orioles are the only team that knows there might be a hole up there. So he takes advantage of mistakes, just missing one there.
3 ball, 2 strike delivery again, and this time he walked in. So second walks are entered, both in this inning. Trout is on. Bases are loaded. And there are 2 down, and that'll bring a visit from Roger McDowell with Upton coming to the plate.
That wasn't a bad job right there. You got to be careful, obviously, with Mike Trout making some borderline pitches. Almost got away with a big third out right there. And now you got to refocus with the bases loaded here and make some quality pitches on Upton. Upton dangerous as well. He's picked up a couple hits already, 3 hits in this series. But he's got 17 home runs. So you got to work him just as tough as you just worked Trout.
2-1 ball game. Angels got on the board in the 4th inning with a Simmons RBI after Upton had doubled. Orioles got their runs. 1st inning. RBI single. Manny Machado, sac fly by Valencia. So there your base runners loaded up as you've got Kinsler, Fletcher, and Trout. And here is Upton. Mike Wright in the bullpen. 7 career grand slams for Upton. Pitch away for a ball. He has had a 2 for 8 with the bases loaded this year, and both of those hits this year have been singles. Doubled and scored in the 4th inning. 1-0. 2-0.
Good pitch there. Cashner wanting that.
Cashner snaps the glove because he believes that's the same place he had strikes called earlier.
Yeah, well, a couple really good pitches. Fastball just off the outside corner. Dotting up a little cutter, slider right there as well. But yeah, just off the edge. But a couple good pitches. But if you stick another one out there, probably get the call.
2-0. Yikes. Not close on that one. So Cashner falls behind 3-0. In danger of walking in the tying run. Kinsler started this inning with the ever dangerous leadoff walk. 3-0. How about that? Goes after it. Upton with Pujols on deck. Upton got the green light, hitting only 169 with runners in scoring position. You got Pujols behind you, who's hitting over 300 in these situations. Yet went after a pitch that was borderline. 3-1 delivery, and that's there. And Upton knew it. He tried to coax a walk, but he never turned around.
That's a tough 3-1 pitch. I mean, this is where you want to put them. You fall behind, you got to make some quality pitches. This is movement and location. Perfect. 94 miles an hour across the knees.
So big moment. 3-2, bases loaded, 2 down. Cashner's delivery, and he gets him on a pitch away. 4 strikeouts for Cashner. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Bases left loaded. A ram due up for the Orioles. Joseph, Beckham, and Jones. Tomorrow with Kevin Gausman against Deck McGuire, another one of the pitchers they've had to put into this rotation that has lost 3 starters. 12:30 O's Extra, 1 o'clock for the ball game on Masson tomorrow. And the Orioles will be taking another road trip here as we head into the month of July. Monday will be a day off, a couple games in Philadelphia, and then a 4-game set against the Twins in Minnesota. Caleb Joseph takes that pitch down low. Caleb flied out his first time up. Beckham and then Jones. Big outs in that 5th inning. Strikeout of Upton by Cashner, keeping that 2-1 lead. That'll be a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, that was an impressive inning right there by Cashner. I mean, boy, oh boy. Didn't give in. Made some great pitches to Trout. An unbelievable comeback effort there on Upton. With the bases loaded, I mean, that was impressive.
Yep, got it done. Still just a 1-run ball game, and the Orioles again getting runs in the 1st inning, and they've not had a hit since the 1st inning. Had a couple on with walks. Caleb laid on it but fouls it back, and the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angels are 12.5 games up. Second half of the season is underway with the halfway point reached, so you're going to start hearing news about the wild card spot. for the rest of the way as to what the standings are there. 2 ball, 2 strike count. And Caleb on an inside heater goes down.
Right, pretty good fastball right here. Just getting on these hitters. And I think a little in between thinking about the breaking ball. So surprising Caleb here with the 2 strikes and painting on that inside corner.
That is 6 strikeouts for Tyler Skaggs. He has reached 100. 100 strikeouts on the year in 91 innings pitched. One down, nobody on. Here is Beckham. In the air to right. Calhoun. Reflection off the glasses. 2 down in the 5th. The Orioles are proud to join Johns Hopkins, University of Maryland, and other corporate leaders supporting Baltimore City's Youth Works program, seeking some 12,000 jobs for Baltimore City youth. You can donate. Go to baltimorecityfoundations.org. Choose Mayor's Office of Employment Development Youth Works. And to learn more, visit youthworks.oedworks.com. Wildcard race in the American League with the Yankees moving into first place ahead of the Red Sox as of today. The Red Sox have the first wild card spot. Seattle's got the second. The Angels are Oakland's 7 behind for the second wild card spot, and the Angels are 10 behind for the wild card spot. Talked about that last night. I think the East race, it's going to be furious because neither the Red Sox or Yankees, the team most likely to win the East, and the other be the wild card, is going to want to play in a wild card game.
Right.
So,
and both have made it very aware that their need for pitching, they're out actively looking for pitching.
0-1 delivery on the way to Adam. Adam, a base hit, run scored. Yeah, it's going to be real interesting. You could have a team with 100 wins, end up in a wild card game and be out.
Huh. Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down here. Skaggs over the top, breaking ball. Right, didn't have a lot on it. A wiffle ball. He gets to the bag, but did he find it? No. He straddled the bag. Then tried to kick it as he went by and didn't get it.
Jeez, getting beyond the base right there, and then flips that foot back, and he thinks he caught that edge. But did Adam Jones catch the front of the base first? Take a look, just panic mode right now, reach it back, but I think Adam Jones ended up beating him to the base, and this is something that we talk about quite often with Adam Jones, just to keep running down the line. You know, he's always he's going enough to beat out plays around that first base line, and here a little extra hustle and give the Orioles a big break.
That's going to be an error charged on Skaggs. That's the 3rd error committed by the Angels in this ball game. Should be out of the inning and isn't, and his own fault. Now Manny Machado, a base hit, an RBI, and he is struck out. Orioles already have 1 unearned run in the ball game coming in that first inning. Jones will be held at first. Ground ball, base hit. That's hit the runner. Adam Jones is hit. He's out, and that's going to end the inning. I don't know if he ever saw the ball coming. He never moved out of the way.
Oh, no, he didn't see it.
He didn't see it. Adam, once the ball was hit, turned, and the ball caught him somewhere down around the ankle. a Baltimore County police officer, Amy Caprio, who was killed in the line of duty. That is her husband, Tim Caprio, on hand to be honored here today. She was responding to an incident in Perry Hall on May 21st, praised by all who knew her for her strong work ethic, professionalism, and compassion. In memory of Officer Caprio, the Orioles Charitable Foundation donating $2,500 to the Harford County Humane Society. And glad her husband could be on hand here, but that's got to be tough.
Oh, boy.
Albert Pujols, a 1-0 count. He has grounded out twice in the ball game. Ground ball just missed. Foul. Didn't go over the bag. Nice play down the line, though. Toronto beat Detroit today 4-3. Justin Smoke had a walk-off home run bottom half of the 9th inning to win it. Castellanos for Detroit. Big day offensively. 2 runs, home run. It looked like Stroman got the win in relief coming out of the bullpen. Toronto's done okay recently.
Was Stroman start that game?
I don't know. I don't think so. No. They've used out of the bullpen as both setup and closer now. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that ball put high in the air, left center field, carrying back. Trey Mancini has got it. And Pujols is retired. 1 away here in the 6th inning. Orioles baseball on MASN brought to you by PNC. Make today the day. And by Antwerpen. Get in the game this season with a new Toyota from Antwerpen Toyota. Barry Thorne and Mike Bordick. Those are the great shirts being used for shade up there. The multifunctional Orioles Hawaiian shirt. No home should be without it. 1 down. Pitch will be taken for a strike. Simmons, RBI base hit, and he has flied out. Cashner working here in the 6th inning of this ball game. He has gone 7, but that was a long time ago. Pops this one up back in April when he went 7 innings. Manny Machado will get underneath it, and there are 2 down. Ramirez up in the bullpen for the Angels. A rather taxed bullpen. Mike Wright has stayed up for the Orioles. Last outings for Cashner have been 6 innings, 4 innings, 2 6-inning ball games, and 2 5-inning games. That takes you back a half dozen games.
Listen, I didn't think they expected Cashner to be going 7, 8 innings anyway. I think they know what his track record is. He was hoping that, or the Orioles hoping that he would be consistently finishing 6 innings, and he's done that pretty well here recently, and a good start today. This Angels team, who had been scuffling, came to life last night, so you just wonder, my goodness, now their confidence starting to feel pretty good. Cashner's got to make some good pitches, and the fact that this team hits sinker ballers so well, and Cashner making some big pitches in some tough situations today.
Well, Buena's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Cashner trying to finish the 6th. Lone run in the 4th. Bases loaded in the 5th. They left it that way. Cashner really worked out of a jam. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. Orioles certainly hoping they'll be able to put up some more runs on the board. And a foul tip that comes off the glove.
Good try there. Bringing that 2-seamer back, starting it actually right at that front thigh, the hip. Working it into Caleb just off the top of the glove. Almost strike 3.
Thought he had it for a minute. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Ground ball. Cashner snags it. He'll make the flip and get the out in a solid 1-2-3 inning. So Cashner protecting the Orioles 2-1 lead.
innings. The Orioles put some pressure on him, and only 79 pitches thrown. I wonder, there might be something wrong, or the fact that he maybe did fatigue in this heat. And the Orioles just working him a little too tough. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run on the board. And Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today. Well, the Angels go into the bullpen after the Orioles get Skaggs out of the ball game. This will be his 39th appearance. 3 wins out of the Angels pen, a 4.44 earned run average, 59 punch-outs, and 46 2/3 innings of work. Interesting little delivery here on arms and legs coming at you. Tough to pick up the baseball. Some deception indeed. Not overpowering. A little two-seam fastball. Get a little sink. A little change in slider combination.
Noe Ramirez is 28 years old from Los Angeles. The Angels last year appeared in 10 games. He also was with Boston. Orioles saw him pitching with the Red Sox. Here is Danny Valencia to lead it off. Valencia sacked fly in the first inning, and he is grounded out. Orioles up by a score 2-1, bottom half of the 6th inning. Ramirez, little herky-jerky delivery, gets it in there for a strike. Ramirez has been touched up. He's given up 4 runs, 4 hits in the last 2 innings pitched, which are the last 2 appearances that he's had. And Valencia will take a hard slider. It's going to be away. Ramirez with the Red Sox last year, only a couple of games, then went down to the minors, then 10 games with the Angels. Major leagues, he pitched in only 43 games coming into this season. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Valencia chops it. Fair ball, circled. Fletcher, nice play. 1 down. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by American Standard. Find your local independent American Standard heating and air dealer at MidAtlanticComfort.com. And by Ocean City. There's no end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. Should mention the end of that last inning. There's Brock warming up. Adam Jones hit by a ground ball, hit by Manny Machado for the final out of the inning. Manny gets a base hit on that, so Manny's 2 for 3 in the ball game, and Jones is an unassisted putout for the second baseman, and that ended the inning. Don't see many of those. Once a year maybe you see a ball hit a runner.
Not too often.
Mancini with the 0 for 2 will take it outside. Here at this halfway point, looking at some of the numbers for Trey. Last year he was hitting .303 halfway through. This year .234. He had 14 home runs last year. He's got 10 this year. He's 20 RBIs behind where he was at this point last season. And that on base percentage has dropped from .351 to .303. So it has been a tough. He and Jonathan Scope both have had very tough first halves of 2018. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery. But of late his bat looks like it may be heating up a bit here. We will see.
Oh yeah, starting to shoot the ball around a little bit. Of course, Trey Mancini in the beginning of the year, a lot of hard hit balls, just right at people. Trying to keep his confidence up. Just so hard to do. You get frustrated doing some good things and nothing to really show for it.
Ramirez will get that one in, and the count goes to 3-2. Mark Trumbo waiting on deck.
And the biggest thing really offensively though for Mancini is lack of production with runners in scoring position. That's where the biggest drop off is, and it's all about creating runs, ability to drive in those runs.
3-2 delivery on the way. Trey will take it, and that's a walk. Orioles get just their second walk of the ball game. 1 down and 1 on for the O's here in the 6th inning. Mark Trumbo drew a walk, the other one in the 4th, and he is grounded out. Orioles have left 4, 2 of those in scoring position, 5 left on by the Angels, 3 in scoring position. Another visit to the mound. 2-1 ball game. Those walks will drive both your manager and your pitching coach crazy.
See Alvarez up in the Angels bullpen right now. I'm sure Nagy out there, hey, you might want to show the slider, but why don't you use that little two-seam fastball? Keep it down around the knees. Try to get another ground ball. His first out. Chopper to third base. Some of the best gloves in the game out there. And Simmons, he's a platinum glove shortstop.
So Nagy leaves. Charles Nagy, a major league pitcher, 14 years for Nagy. Won 129 games at the major league level. Runner on at first base, one out. That one line to center. Trout. He was pretty deep, and the ball hit hard right at him. Trumbo is retired.
That ball was scorched. Wow. If there's any kind of launch angle, 112 miles an hour off the bat and about 385 feet out there to Mike Trout. Didn't have to move too much. You just think if it is just a fraction, a millimeter lower on the ball, it's going to be carrying out to the seats in center field.
And another visit to the mound. Maldonado's going to take a walk out to talk with Ramirez. I don't know if he wants to draw time here. It looked like he was sent out by Mike Scioscia. We'll see if Mike wants to make a pitching change here or not. Yep, he does. So the left-hander Davis coming up. Ramirez is going to come out of the ball game, coming on 2/3 of an inning, responsible for Trey Mancini, the batter he walked. So you're going to get matchups here the rest of this ball game by both managers.
Yeah, Jose Alvarez brought on to face Chris Davis. 42nd appearance out of the Angels bullpen. 3 wins, 303 earned run average, 36 punch outs, 35 2/3 innings of work. Fastball slider pitcher. Opponent's hitting just 222. The righties having a tough time. 203. He's got the changeup for the righties. Now the lefties are going to see the fastball slider combination, and pretty good feel for that slider, so you can kind of manipulate the speed and bend on that pitch.
Colby Rasmus has come on to run at first base for Trey Mancini. I don't know. He gives you more speed, but Trey Mancini's likely that spot's going to get another at bat.
Yeah, right.
Chris Davis reached on an error and he is struck out. Davis 136 off left-handers. Jose Alvarez delivers, and a swing and a miss. Alvarez, he's stranded 24 to 29 of the inherited runners that he has gone up against. 28-year-old out of Barcelona, Venezuela. Last year with the Angels, 64 games. He went 0-3, but had a .388 earned run average, 1 save. That pitch will be taken down low. Orioles trying to take advantage of the 1-out walk picked up by Mancini. Trey leaves the ball game 0 for 2 and a walk. One to Chris. Inside corner strike. I didn't realize, I was looking today, Trey Mancini came into the ball game 6 for 36 lifetime against the Angels. He started the year 0 for 30. All 6 hits have been this year.
Wow.
I did not realize that. That's a tough start. 1-2 delivery on the way down low, blocked. Runner stays.
Quite a recovery right there from Maldonado. One of the better defensive catchers in the game. Tough little slider right there, hard, spiked down and away. It was a nice job sliding over, and then as it kicks away, he stays with it. Keeping Rasmus right there at first base.
Count goes to 2-2. A little bit of sun in the batter's box. Pitcher working out of the shade. Left-handers 2-2 delivery. In the air left. Started back, up and in, and will make the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base, 6 complete. It is a 2-1 Orioles lead. Brock to pitch. University of Maryland University College. It was in 1902. Cleveland became the first American team to hit 3 consecutive home runs in an inning. Nap LaJoy, Piano Legs Hickman, and Bill Bradley did it against the Cardinals. And in 2009, the Orioles had their biggest comeback ever. They beat the Red Sox 11-10. They were down 10-1, got 5 in the 7th, 5 more in the 8th. Nick Markakis, a 2-run double off Jonathan Papelbon, wrapped the game up. Nap LaJoy played for the Philadelphia Phillies, the A's, the Cleveland Naps, managed the Naps 05 to 09 in the Baseball Hall of Fame, a 5-time batting champion, one of the game's really outstanding hitters. Nap LaJoy.
Piano Legs Hickman. Anyway, Brad Brock now into the ball game. 34th game for the Orioles. 3.73 earned run average, and opponents hitting .285. Lefties getting them this year at .321. Brad Brock, some swing and miss stuff from the side.
Cashner out of there with a chance to be the winner in this game.
Now another quality start for Cashner. The 4th this month. 4 hits scattered around, just the 1 earned run on the board. Just a couple walks and 4 punch outs.
Kinsler leading it off, 7th inning, double, then a walk. He's gone 3 for 5 off Brock. Hitting just .216 on the season. Moved down in the lineup. Maldonado, then Fletcher, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the lineup. Brad Brock, 2 ball, 1 strike count. For Brock against the Angels, he took a loss this year in the one game he pitched. Gave up a run on 3 hits in no part of an inning. And pitch taken down low. Lifetime, Brad has gone 2-2 in 14 games against them. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Angels have had some chances, not been able to take advantage of it. Good job by Cashner getting big outs. That's in there for a strike. So Kinsler trying to draw another walk, goes 3-2.
And Cashner had a couple tough innings, and he made some quality pitches and some tough ABs. And a 3-2 count on Upton with the bases loaded, had a huge punch out.
Kinsler just flicking at that one. Fouls it off down the right field line.
Tough to pick Brad Brock up until the very end with cross-body delivery, and when his fastball's right, it's getting up there in the mid 90s, and it just jumps on hitters.
3 ball, 2 strike delivery. Kinsler will take it in the air to right. Valencia sees it and puts it away. 1 down, 7th inning. Well, it's a whole new ball game with RBI 18. RBI Baseball 18 delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. You can learn more. RBIGame.com, rated E for everyone. Maldonado's 0 for 2. He has popped out and grounded out. Orioles bullpen has had its problems of late. They've allowed a run 9 straight games and multiple runs in 8 of those 9 games. So that has shot the ERA of the bullpen up. And Brad Brock has had his problems over that span, along with other members of the pen, as they try and get it settled in, with Darren O'Day, of course, gone for the year. 0-1 delivery. Good pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy on the Oriole bullpen for sure. O'Day, a couple stints on the DL before this one. It ended the season. Zach Britton just getting back and still knocked the rust off a little bit. So some inconsistencies with him, and just makes it tough for the back end.
0-2 away. Good pitch. Had him looking. Fletcher waiting on deck. You see where the shadows are with the light stanchions. Right across the mound. Goes back and forth at home plate. 1-2 delivery. Ground ball, not hard. Manny's up. Maldonado is retired. 2 away in the 7th.
Brock making some good pitches right now.
Fletcher will come up, number 9 hitter. He is grounded out, robbed of a hit on a fine play by Manny in the 3rd. And then Fletcher picked up a single last time to the plate. Fletcher just turned 24 in May of this season. Pitch will be taken away for a ball. 2005, he was selected in the 6th round of the draft. It's only his 4th pro season. First time in the majors was this year. Taken outside. 94. And a 2-0 count on Fletcher, with Calhoun, the leadoff batter, on deck. And the 2-0's up and away. So Fletcher, 3-0 count. 2 walks have been surrendered. Cashner gave those up. Orioles have picked up 2, one by Skaggs, one by Ramirez. We'll get that one in there. Keep him at the plate, 3-1. Angels have played about the same at home and on the road. They're 22-20. On the road, they've won 20 at home. 3-1 delivery, and that's there as well. So Brock comes right back on him after falling behind.
Might as well just stick one out there again. Put it in play.
Full count delivery, and that goes to right. Valencia puts it away in a fine inning for Brock. Retires the side in order. 7th inning stretch time. Orioles continue on top 2-1. So the Orioles trying to get out of a 6-game losing streak. They've made those 2 runs in the first inning hold up. Continue to have a 2-1 lead. Real fine outing for Cashner, the starter for the Orioles.
Oh, I thought he was as impressive as he's been. I mean, Cashner's been on a nice little roll here through the month of June. But boy, did he come up with some big pitches. That 5th inning especially, because we've seen him here recently. The wheels kind of fall off with the command. And he started the inning off with a leadoff walk and found a way to work through there. Had a tough AB against Trout. And then that job against Upton was pretty special. I mean, he didn't give in. He made some great pitches on the outside corner, and to come up with that big strikeout with the bases loaded, I thought was pretty impressive, because this team all year long has had a hard time. The Orioles score runs, they give them right back, and it's been really hard. I know the Oriole offense hasn't scored a lot this season, but it just takes a lot of wind out of your sails if you put some runs up and you're constantly trying to fight back. So nice job by Cashner to stick those zeros up.
Well, you got to believe the Orioles are going to need another run or 2 here in this ball game. Hard to believe the Angels are going to be held to 1. Could be. The Orioles have won only 7 games where they have scored 3 or fewer runs. Let's see if the Orioles can put some more up against the bullpen. The left-hander Jose Alvarez will stay on to work. Wilkerson will lead it off. Joseph and then Beckham, and it is fouled away. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Each team 4 hits. Angels, they've committed 3 errors and 1 very costly that allowed an unearned run to score. Part of the 2-run first inning. Right now the difference in the game. That's going to go to short. Long throw. Simmons gets it there in time for the out. Good arm. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Caleb Joseph has struck out and he is flied out. Alvarez came on, got the final out on the fly ball by Davis in the 6th. He'll try and work his way through the 7th. Both bullpens are active. One-0 count. Off the end of the bat and foul.
Yeah,
Caleb, 1-1.
Orioles have had some tight ball games, couple extra inning ball games here recently, and unfortunately just kind of quiet late in the game. So it's nice to have the lead right now, but finding a way to push one across, whether it be long ball or manufactured.
Trout coming hard. Orioles have had only one hit since the 1st inning, and that was a single by Manny Machado and a ball that hit the base runner Adam Jones. They got 2 runs on 3 hits in the 1st and an Angels error. Two quick outs. Bottom of the 7th inning. Top of the order. Beckham, a base hit. One of those runs that scored in the 1st. He has struck out and flied out. Orioles have had a 1 for 4 today. Runners in scoring position. 2 for 8 for the Angels. Left-hander's delivery, and that will be in there for a strike. Anderson warming up. We have seen him here in the series this season. Justin Anderson. Michael Givens for the Orioles. 2 away with the bases empty. Gonna miss away at 82. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
That's funny. So we talk about Maldonado back there. He's a good young catcher. He really is. And he looks over there and he sees Scioscia. And he's got to deal with Scioscia. Scioscia was just giving him a hard time about how he caught that ball. Little change up, and he turned his glove the wrong way. And he said, hey, man, the shadows are tough right now. It must be tough answering to Scioscia. One of the tougher, at least his legacy, as a tough catcher,
Yeah.
One of the get down and dirty. One to take some pain back there.
He broke the Dodger record for most games caught by a Dodger catcher. 2-1 delivery, and he got that one. That'll be a base hit into left, up and over, cuts it off. Beckham will make a turn, make him throw it in. So Tim is on with his 2nd hit. Beckham's had a 2 for 4, and the Orioles keep the 7th inning alive.
There you go. Looking for some 2-out lightning right now. Nice piece of hitting by Beckham. Boy, does he get on top of a piece of cheese right there and smokes it right up over Simmons' head. Almost got to that wall. Nice to see him standing at second base.
So these are the matchups we said we'll continue to see in a tight game. Left-hander out, right-hander on, with Adam Jones coming up.
This will be his 29th game, 386 earned run average, got 36 punch outs. Well, he's got a big arm. He's a fastball slider pitcher, another one of these arms that can touch 100 miles an hour. Yeah, works up in the mid 90s, cuts it loose. And that slider combination. Opponent's hitting 257. The righty's just 242. He has given up the 3 home runs. Good number there. Heritage runner stranded at 86%.
Anderson has worked against the Orioles in one game out on the West Coast. He worked 2/3 of an inning, didn't give anything up in the only appearance that he has had against the Orioles this year. It's only, and that in fact is the only appearance he's ever had against the Orioles. So Anderson on for Alvarez. The Orioles have a runner on at first base, 2 down. Adam Jones, a base hit. He has reached on an error. He's grounded out and was taken out on that ball off the bat of Manny Machado that hit him when he was running between first and second base. 2 down, 1 on. Slider gets away. Runner's going to go to second. So Beckham gets into scoring position here in the 7th inning.
That's a big break for the Orioles there. Hey, you take anything you can get. I know Buck Showalter would love to see Beckham steal and get on second base, but hey, the pass ball will help as well. Now it's about getting a good jump out there.
It just bounced off the glove. Orioles 1 for 4 today in these situations. Adam a .270 average on the year when he gets a chance to pick up an RBI like this. 1-0 count, 2 down. Little golf swing and down goes Maldonado. I don't know if the ball and or the bat got him.
Wow. Wherever it got him. It got him good. Take a look. Little slider. And Adam Jones reaching down and away. Catches the inside of the knee. A lot of padding right there. Man, oh man. You can tell how bad that one hurts. Oof.
So Maldonado down and Mike Scioscia and the trainer out. It looked like it caught him just right, just leveled him.
And Scioscia just said, rub a little dirt on it, you'll be all right. And he just runs right back into the dugout.
Take a shot like that. How do you go back in the crouch?
Right.
Gee. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Adam. Have to catch like Tony Pena did with one leg stretched out on the ground and the other one in a kneeling position.
Well, there you go. Just stay right there.
Yeah. So Beckham on at second base. 2 down and a 1-2 count on Jones. Adam will stand back in, or a 1-1 on him. Beckham will get a good lead. They're not holding him. The 2 away. Adam fouls off another one, reaching on a couple. The last 2 Anderson has tried to keep away from him.
Yeah, Beckham could really he could afford to get another step out there. With nobody pressuring him, and now with the 2 strikes and 2 outs, it's all about anticipating that swing. And go when he sees Adam Jones about ready to pull the trigger, so he gets even a better jump.
Beckham takes a look around. Adam with a 1-2. This is where pitchers have generally stayed, down and away. That's where he went. 1-2 delivery fouled off. Keeps it alive. Just came out of the glove. Maldonado had a chance to almost put it away.
Yeah, these are some nasty pitches. Adam Jones really fighting and protecting as hard as he can, using the legs, just barely getting a piece of that hard slider.
Anderson in a battle here. He's putting these pitches where he wants them, but Adams been able to fight them off. So Justin Anderson looking now, trying to figure out what to throw. Adams steps out on him. Maldonado going, will you please get this out? I would like to get to the dugout and ice my knee. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Outside, blocked. Can't find it. It's right underneath. There it is. Beckham will stay. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
A pretty good block right there. He's anticipating that hard slider down in the dirt. Big body just filling it up. Hard to get it through there.
Pretty good battle right here. 2-2 again.
Oh. That's what you wait for. I mean, Adam Jones has been fouling off some tough pitches, some nasty sliders down on the way, and you foul them off, and you just hope throughout an AB that there is a mistake made. Well, Adam Jones just got that cripple slider. Came back over the middle of the plate. He took a healthy cut at it. He's fouling it straight back.
Adam has had a couple of RBIs against the Angels this season. Not in this series. Not yet. 2-2. So count goes full. Adam has worked it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Manny Machado waiting on deck. One of those situations where you figure Anderson's going to want to throw a strike. He's not going to want to go to Manny.
No, you're right. Absolutely. He's going to try to be aggressive right here. And I'll tell you what, he's had problems with command, all season long. So he's a little erratic.
3-2. Beckham off second base. Adam chases one, foul tipped and caught. Slams the helmet down in disgust. That'll do it here in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on. We go to the 8th, 2-1 O's. The O's and Angels wrap up a 3-game set. Dick McGuire will take the mound against Kevin Gausman. Our coverage on Massam begins at 12:30 with O's Extra presented by Southwest. Our game coverage will be at 1. All the access you need right here on Massam. Dick McGuire, another of those who's had to join that rotation with 3 expected starters out. A 2-1 ball game. Not a lot of hits in this one and not a lot of runs.
Well, Michael Givens on to try to preserve this 1-run lead. We've got a 4 earned run average right now. A lot of the arms in the Oriole bullpen and giving up some runs here lately. 50 punch outs though for Givens. He is a strikeout pitcher. It seems like every year he's been leading that bullpen in Ks. Opponents hitting 255. The righties a tough time at 224. But the lefties have been getting him at a 302 clip.
So he will go to work here and he has the top of the order. Calhoun. A big cut. Calhoun 0 for 3 in this game, 0 for 7 in the first 2 games of the series. Let's see if Givens can protect. Pitched against Seattle on the 27th, took the loss, gave up a run on a hit, inning and a third. That's going to be taken away for a ball. Trout, and then Upton. So obviously a big inning. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Shift on against Calhoun. Not seen anybody trying to lay a bunt down here in the first 2 games of this series with the shifts employed.
Right.
Calhoun not a speedster, certainly.
Right, but so important to get that lead runner on.
2-1. Calhoun puts it up in the air to center. Adam Jones 1 out here in the 8th. The Orioles are 19-3 in the year when they lead after 7. 19-3. Angels have come back in only 2 games where they have trailed after 7. They are 2-32. What do the shirts mean? Means 38,838 showed up, the 2nd largest attendance of the season. There's music, memories, and magic in those threads. Trout 0 for 2 and a walk in the ball game. His hit was the home run in the first 2 games they got in the first inning of the ball game last night. Soothing, isn't it?
Everywhere.
Little steel guitar and a ukulele and an Hawaiian shirt. Life is good. 1-1 delivery on the way. He's trying to tie this ball game up. A couple of big swings.
Well, he's been pitched to pretty tough. I mean, Cashner pitched him tough. Ran a couple balls in there hard, brushed him away from the plate, and he finally got a couple fastballs out over. But a Givens fastball is a lot different than a normal fastball. Slinging it from the side, 96 miles an hour. I don't feel too comfortable against Givens.
Trout is 0 for 5 off Givens. Puts one way outside at 97. And a 2 ball 2 strike count of Mike Trout. 1 down in the 8th, nobody on. Orioles in a 6-game losing streak they're trying to get out of. The Angels got out of a 6-game losing streak last night. Foul back, another souvenir.
Both these offenses a little bit off kilter. Manny Machado leading the Orioles with his 20 home runs, but Adam Jones and Mancini, they're 10 home runs behind him. How about the Angels? Trout's got 24. Upton's got 17. That's 7 home runs behind. So a big separation right there. Of course, you know, there are a couple teams that are having some success with their sluggers. Just saw Seattle in here with Cruz and Haniger. Cruz got 21, Haniger 17. The Yankees got Stanton and Judge 21-19. So you pile those home run guys up, and there's just not much room for error, right? So when you have this big kind of separation, that's why we see Manny Machado getting walked so much. There's nobody there with that extra thump behind him.
He's had a couple of pitches to hit, Trout has, in this at bat. Fouled him off. 2 ball 2 strike count. Got the shift on against him in the infield. See why.
Heavy dose that left side. That's over 100 opportunities with that
up high
pie chart there. 100 batted balls, and it's covering the 200 feet or less. So most of them obviously on the ground. That's why you see these shifted defenses. They're trying to fill up all those ground balls, trying to make as many outs as possible.
3 ball 2 strike count to him. Trout is on with yet another walk. As with each walk, you can always say it could have been worse with Mike Trout. So Trout has picked up 2 free passes in his last 2 at-bats in this game. Now the potential go-ahead run is at the plate, and that is Upton. Upton a double and a run scored. He has struck out and he has grounded out. Trout now has 74 walks on the year. I mentioned Judge is second with 56.
And he can steal.
Yep.
13 bags this year.
1 down, 1 on. Almost got away. Davis having to come back towards home plate in order to snag that one.
Good play by Chris Davis. So we talked the other day about how he gets himself in that prevent, bends the knees, a little more athletic right there, because why some of these pitchers, boy, they turn and just chuck it. Nice play, keeping that one from going down the right field line.
Upton has had a 1 for 3 off Givens, and that one hit was a home run. He's got 4 hits, 8 at bats in the first 2 games, 4-game hit streak for Justin Upton, 3rd in the lineup. Takes the pitch inside for a ball at 94. So the 38,800 plus on hand for this one. Seeing a good ball game. Orioles 2 in the first inning, haven't scored since. Angels got 1 in the 4th. That's it. Started to go, didn't. It misses.
Man. Couple good pitches in there. Michael Givens would like to have those called. And instead of it being 0-2, 2-0, and now you're in danger zone.
Trout. Normal lead off first base. Two and 0. Trout leaning, not going. Backstop, he'll go. So now the potential tying run has moved down to second base on a wild pitch by Givens.
Boy, just a couple borderline pitches, just half-inch away from being called a strike, and then Givens just uncorks one right to the backstop out of nowhere.
4th wild pitch by Givens this year. Angels 2 for 8. Outside, he walked him. So after getting the first out on the fly ball off Calhoun, 2 walks surrendered, putting runners at first and second. This will be an official visit to the mound, I think, taken by Beckham. He tries to avoid it by just picking up the, maybe he did. Picked up the rosin bag, threw it back. Didn't hang around long enough.
Yeah, never said anything.
No. Tanner Scott just starting to throw. Simmons on deck, but here's Pujols. 1 down. Albert in the air to right field, hit it pretty good, going back on the warning track and off the base of the wall. That's going to score the tying run. The go-ahead run will be held. Pujols has got a double. Sliding in is Trout. And I think ball was lost sight of because that was not played very well. Danny Valencia looked like he just couldn't find it.
Well, he just kind of kept drifting on it. Pujols getting through this baseball, and then Danny just got tied up on the wall a little too close. The ball just kept getting pushed and pushed to deeper and deeper. It looked like it was going to float out of here. And I think that's where Danny got in trouble. Just got too close to that outfield wall, or should have just committed to try to catch the baseball. Hits high off the wall and kicks back. And Mike Trout is kind of waiting to see what's happening. End up scoring from second base.
So one of the 2 walks surrendered in the inning has become the tying run, and it is a 2-2 ball game. And with that double by Albert Pujols, he is now tied David Ortiz for 10th all-time in doubles. That is number 632 and 13 on the year. And more importantly for the Angels, he has tied this game up, and Buck Showalter will come out to get Givens. So the great start by Cashner will result in a non-decision yet again. And the ball game is tied here in the 8th, and there are 2 in scoring position with only 1 away. And coming to the plate will be Simmons.
1 or 2 bad pitches. And boy, with runners on, that earned run average can get jacked up in a hurry. Opponent batting average at 272. The righties up to 326 off Tanner. Lefties at 200. And he's going to be facing the lefty right now. Tanner Scott, inherited runner stranded. Pretty good number right there. Was perfect up until I think his last outing. 86%. And he's looking to keep him stranded right now.
Well, the bases are loaded because Buck Showalter, before he made the pitching change, put the 4 fingers up. The intentional pass was given to Simmons to load the bases and also create the lefty-lefty so that Scott will face Valbuena and not Simmons. Now Young is going to come out and pinch hit for Valbuena. Young has had a hot bat of late, even though not in the lineup in every ball game. Chris Young, .313, 5 home runs, 6 RBIs here at Camden Yards in games, and he'll get a chance with the bases loaded. So the strategy rolls on, and Tanner Scott will face the right-hander. Intentional pass will be charged to Givens, since it was done before the pitching change was made. So all 3 base runners, Givens' responsibility. The infield is in. Young will ask for a timeout. Angels have come back to get it tied. 1 out. And Young will take it up high. So it'll be a blown save for Givens and a non-hold. 1-0 count. And maybe worse for Michael if they get another run in. That is going to be there for a strike. 97 on the fastball.
Good heater right there. Tanner Scott's done a nice job actually getting ahead, but it's finding that put-away pitch consistently. I mean, his stuff is plus, but at times making mistakes on the dish when he gets ahead. That's the only thing he's really got to clean up.
1-1 delivery. Young hitting only .196 against left-handers on the year. Comes off the bench for Valbuena, who had an 0 for 3 in the ball game, their first baseman. So the Angels, infield drawn in against them. 1 run in, 2-1. 3-1. No place to put them. Oriole bullpen is now allowed to run in 10 straight ball games. And Givens watching, hoping Scott can find a way to get out of this. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Good pitch. Tipped foul of Caleb Joseph.
Good location right there on that inner third. 96 miles an hour. Tough to put that one in play hard. Sometimes just going to roll over it. That one just pounding off his leg.
29 strikeouts, 20 2/3 innings for Scott. Ground ball third. That is a fair ball. There's one, and not in time at first. Pulled him off the bag. Dan Bellino, first base umpire, signaling he came off the bag. Chris Davis trying to hold. Ooh, that's tough to see.
That is tough, but there is a little separation in there, isn't it?
A run is scored if this holds up.
Wow.
And it does. There'll be no challenge here. So a fielder's choice and an RBI picked up by Young scores Upton. Second run in here in the 8th inning, and the Angels have a 3-2 lead. Beckham tagged the bag at third, then looked home. A little hesitation.
Yeah, there was a little hesitation. You know, like he didn't really know what he wanted to do with that ball, and that might have messed up Davis on the other end.
Now first and second, there are 2 down.
Let's take a look. A real good job by Tanner Scott coming back. 3-2 count. You get the ground ball you want. A little jam piece. He steps on third. You know what the problem was? He stepped over the base, so he never touched it, and then had to retouch with the back foot, and then throw on to first base.
Inside, good stop made by Joseph. Kinsler at the plate. Runners at first and second base. 2 runs in, both walks. Surrendered here in the inning, scoring. You also have the intentional walk, Simmons, who's down there at second base. But the other 2, Trout and Upton, drew the unintentional walks. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Runners off first and second, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Kinsler continues to be in between on all these swings, just not confident. He's had a double, a walk, and he has flied to right in the ball game. Trout scoring. This is the 50th game Trout's played against the Orioles. He scored 48 runs. Ground ball is fouled off. 48 runs in 50 games. He's had 32 RBIs in those games and 53 hits against the Orioles.
Pretty impressive.
Not bad for 50 games.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Kinsler trying to keep the inning going. A chopper. Manny's got to go to first base. The throw not in time. Flying down the line on a weakly hit ground ball that he had to range a long way for.
Yeah, ended up going all the way over to up the middle. And Kinsler, I'll tell you, when you're scuffling and you get a little chopper there, you are going to go as hard as you can. Boy, needed somebody there at second base. Wilkerson, he broke for the baseball as well. He saw Manny heading to it, so he just gave up. It would have been nice for a little flip to second base for that force out.
And that's where Manny wanted to go, but Wilkerson wasn't there. So the bases are loaded again. And here is Maldonado under his feet. Hit him. It hit him, and another run. Tanner Scott hit him in the foot. It'll be an RBI for Maldonado as a hit batter. Simmons will score from third.
Take a look, the hard slider right here, and it just comes in and catches that back leg, the right shin. Just pushing the uniform back.
Wow. Roger McDowell will head out. The wheels come off here in the 8th inning. 3 runs have scored, a 4-2 lead. 3 runs are going to be charged to Givens. Third of an inning, 1 hit, 3 walks, 3 runs. One of those walks intentional. Well, the runs in the first inning that held up through 7 don't hold up through 8. And here's David Fletcher, the 9th angel to hit. He is single, grounded out, and flied out. He'll foul that one down the right field line.
Wow. You just see so many different ways, you know, that when the wheels come off, unfortunately for this team. Man, oh man.
That ball hit hard. That's going to be a base hit into center field. It'll score 2. Throw coming to third, maybe in time. It is. They got the out, but both runs count. So Fletcher gets a 2 RBI single here in the 8th inning, and the Angels have a 6-2 lead. Now it is 6-7-3 for the Angels, 2-5-0 for the Orioles, and the Orioles are going to have to battle back here in this ball game if they're going to pick up a win, and that is never easy. And it's been shut down. And it's been shut down since the first inning.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the Orioles in that first inning looked like they were going to battle and make some adjustments. Hitters fighting off some tough pitches, not letting anything get by with the 2 strikes, and then it just disappeared for the rest of the ball game. Just the offense went quiet. And unfortunately, boy, at the end, boy, everything just falling apart.
So the Orioles bat here in the bottom of the 8th. Machado a couple of singles, and he is struck out. And the pitch will be taken for his strike. That's a big hit that Fletcher got. It was a little bit unnoticed because the final out was made at third base on an 8-5 putout on Maldonado, but that's a 2 RBI single in the 8th inning. Yeah, that was a big hit.
Huge.
For the number 9 hitter. Coward has come on to play at first base. Apparently has changed his number, or they don't bother to list him. There is no 22 on the roster. There is a 22 at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch. It'll be taken down low. So Anderson's got a chance to be a winning pitcher now. Justin Anderson. He came on in the 7th inning, got the final out. Alvarez worked an inning plus, no runs, 1 hit. Ramirez 2/3 of an inning, a walk. The 2 runs, only 1 earned, coming off Tyler Skaggs, the starter. Little check swing is going to go to first. Number 22 takes it to the bag for the out.
Hey, Coach, I forgot my jersey. I think I can get a new one.
One down, bottom of the 8th inning. Now you go back and you look at that out where the ball hit Adam Jones on the Manny Machado single in the 5th inning that ended it. Could have had an inning that could have been extended there. Orioles just just shut down again. The offense just after the first inning, 2 runs, 3 hits. It's virtually nothing. They didn't get another hit till the 5th, and they've had only 2, the other one coming in the 7th.
Yeah, really not putting much pressure on this team at all. I mean, a real good start. I kind of thought, wow, this is going to be a fun day for this Oriole offense.
That one's going to bounce away. Danny Valencia, RBI sac fly in the first inning. He has grounded out a couple of times. Brad Brock an inning, 0s across. Givens a 1/3 of an inning. Gave up 3 runs on 1 hit and 2 walks. 1-1 delivery on the way. And he thought there was going to be a lot more movement on that pitch than what there ended up being as he jumped away. And the ball just straight. 2-1.
Yeah, hard slider, of course. He's cutting them loose now. 98, 99. Zach Britton up in the O's pen.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Over the top, first base. Again, number 22. Nice catch made. Coward gets it. Had that one lined up. He came on to play at first for Valbuena, who was pinch hit for by Young. So 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 8th. Maybe the reason they didn't list Coward is he was just called up again yesterday. They hadn't put him on the roster for today. 2 down. Colby Rasmus will get his first at bat. He came on as a pinch runner for Trey Mancini. back in the 6th inning when the Orioles got a walk from Mancini but did nothing with it. It came with one away in that inning.
Yeah, kind of an interesting substitution there, but I think Buck maybe thinking that the offense might stay quiet and get a little bit more speed over there and hope for a gapper and wanting that one extra tack on run.
Just hope there isn't something wrong with Mancini,
Right.
because we never know.
Yeah.
Coming out like that didn't appear to be. 2-0 count. Orioles have drawn 2 walks in the ball game. They have struck out 7 times. 2-0 delivery. Thank goodness for the screen. This time it's the bat, not the ball, that ends up hitting the screen. The bat otherwise would have been 3 or 4 rows back. Swinging like a helicopter. Rasmus gets the new bat, moves back in with 2 away. Be the top of the order again in the 9th inning for the Angels since they batted around in the 8th. There'll be somebody else coming out of the bullpen for the Orioles. 2 ball 1 strike count. 1 ball into the shift. Knocked down. Coward's toss in time to get him. Boy, an outstanding play at first base. Ladies and gentlemen, may we say number 22. Number 22, but one in the Angels' heart is none other than Caleb Coward, called up yesterday. And he's on the roster. That's transparency. And by the University of Maryland Medical Center. Be a part of something greater. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick. Summer day here at the ballpark. Zach Britton to pitch.
Zach Britton still trying to knock the rust off. See that 704 earned run average. This will be his 9th game. Just some command issues. Everybody'd like to see that fastball velocity get back up to 98 miles an hour. But right now, 94, 93, 94. Made a mistake the other day for the first blown save of the year. A little 2-run shot by Kyle Seager. So Zach Britton just looking to harness the command a little bit right now on his power fastball.
So the job to hold him right here. Overhand, high in the air, center field by Calhoun. Adam Jones all the way to the warning track. A pitch in and out. Calhoun is 0 for 5.
Well, I mean, one thing that just kind of tells you right away that Britton's not the same guy. Just balls getting in the air. I mean, you just never see that off Zach Britton throughout his time as the Oriole closer. His ground ball rate up over 80%. And it's hard to get underneath that, but staying a little flat when it's elevated.
You don't want to stay flat right here.
No.
Trout has drawn a walk, scored in the 8th inning. He's walked twice. He has grounded out and he has flied out. Orioles shift the infield around. Britton's pitch to him will bite the dust. Trout's gone 3 for 8 off Zach Britton. Parker up in what is a non-save situation. Tanner Scott 2/3 of an inning, 2 runs, 2 hits. Scott's been charged with the intentional walk, at least for the moment. We thought it had been given to Givens because it was given before Givens was taken out of the game. But for the moment, he gets the intentional pass. Givens with 2 walks, Scott with 1. 2-0 count on Mike Trout. Hard. Hauled in by Wilkerson in the shift.
Oh, nice play. Haven't called his name too often today defensively. And Trout squaring it up, taking it up the middle, and Wilkerson a nice play flagging that one down with a second out.
2 down in the 8th. Here is Upton. A double, a walk, and he scored both times on. Officially, he's had the 1 for 3 today and a 4 for 8 in the series. He's got a 4-game hit streak going. 2 down. Britton's delivery to him will be taken down low for a ball. Angels winning the ball game 7-1 last night. Now a 6-2 lead in this game. They've scored the 6 runs on 7 hits. Orioles 2 on 5. And a 2-0 count. Orioles will have Trumbo, Davis, and Wilkerson due up in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Pitch will be taken outside. So the bullpen in the ball game has surrendered 5 runs. There was only 1 off Cashner. Run on 4 hits over a fine 6-inning outing. 3-0 delivery by Zach will be outside and he walks him.
Yeah, one person we don't really talk about too much right now is Richard Blyer. That's a huge piece missing. I mean, Blyer was the most consistent piece out of the Oriole bullpen. He's going to be on the DL for a while. The lat problem.
So the rookies arriving pitching wise to help out the Orioles. And a chance. Here's Pujols, big double 8th inning. Got an RBI off it, 1 for 4. Albert will take the pick in the pitching side. 4th drive of the game.
Yeah, here's that double you were talking about, getting on a Givens fastball and driving it. Just kept carrying high off that right center field wall. Then gets an Angels kick as Mike Trout able to score from second base.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers. Great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. 1-0 delivery and the big cut. Just nicked foul at the plate by Albert Pujols. Now the Orioles have been the answer this year for the Angels. The Angels have lost 4 in a row when the Orioles went to Anaheim. They were swept. Angels won all 3. Angels have lost 6 in a row coming into this series, and they're on the way to winning the first 2. 1-1 delivery. Chopper. Wilkerson's got to go to first and does to record the out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Orioles down 6-2. Maryland Medical Center. Be a part of something. Well, crowd quieted as the Orioles are down 6-2 and going to need a big rally in the bottom of the ninth.
Gonna have to do it against Blake Parker. Blake Parker, who started the season as their closer, had some problems, big time problems, but has bounced back, and this month has found his consistency. 3.20 earned run average. Opponent's hitting just 229. Righty's only 182 off him. Got a good fastball, will work in the low 90s, but the split finger curveball combination, his bread and butter secondary pitches.
So let's see what the Orioles can do with it. It'll be Trumbo coming up, 0 for 2 and a walk. He has gone 0 for 6 in the first 2 games. Blake Parker's delivery swung on, popped up right. Second baseman back Kinsler. Pitch and an out. One away in the 9th inning. Parker just turned 33 years old, veteran out of Fayette, Arkansas. 10 saves in his major league career, and 8 of those coming with the Angels last year. One down. Davis will foul tip that one back. The Orioles end up with only 2 runs. It's going to be the 51st game this year where they have scored 3 or fewer runs. 51st. And the Orioles right now just struggling to get over that 3-run mark, much less reach that 4-run mark.
Yeah, I mean, obviously being inconsistent is the key there, and just more consistent ABs will lead to obviously more hits, but it's just been so sporadic.
Hit hard into the shift. It'll be a base hit off Parker. So Davis on with a single, 1 for 4.
Good swing right there from Chris Davis. I say that because really not trying to do too much. You know, a nice short swing direct to the baseball. Nice clean line drive. See time and time again, guys just popping up, trying to do too much and get themselves back into a groove. Well, squaring the baseball up and hitting line drives is really the key.
So Maldonado a visit with Parker. Wilkerson coming up. Chance Sisco's come out on deck to hit for Caleb Joseph. Wilkerson has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Parker with 1 down and the runner on at first base. Back over the screen. The Orioles at this point are 7-43 in ball games where they score 3 or fewer runs. Good to see Trey Mancini out there. Came out for a pinch runner, but is out on the bench.
Right.
So it looks like he's okay. 0-1 delivery by Parker. Off-speed delivery outside. Parker worked 1 inning, 0s across against the Orioles in the series in California. 9th game he's appeared in against the Orioles, 8 1/3 without giving up a run. Off-speed breaking ball will drop outside. 2 ball, 1 strike count.
A good take right there. You don't want to give away at bats. I mean, so frustrating, obviously losing. And the hardest part about losing is just kind of giving up on yourself, your ABs. You take wild swings, you lose your discipline. And that is going to be the key for so many of these guys.
Popped up at the plate. Third base. Had to track that one down. Fletcher did. 2 down. Well, it looks like this is going to be the 35th time this year where the Orioles have scored 2 or fewer runs. That's almost half their games. They've had 2 or fewer runs.
Just too many good hitters for that little of production.
Michael Givens, tough night out, 3 runs, a hit in just a third of an inning. So Givens is going to take the loss in the ball game. He will go to 0-6. Ground ball will go to second base. Kinsler. And Cisco is retired, and so are the Orioles. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. And 2 in a row have gone to the Angels as they come away with a 6-2 comeback win here on this Saturday afternoon game. Anderson, the winner, is 2-2. Wrap it up tomorrow. 3-game set. Deck McGuire takes the mound against Kevin Gausman. Masson coverage 12:30 O's Extra, presented by Southwest. Our game coverage will be at 1. This telecast has been a Masson presentation. Tom and Rick standing by on this Hawaiian shirt day to take a look at what happened on the field. For Mike Bordick and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Have a great Saturday night, everybody. Thanks. Adieu.